What's good, man? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? All right. Hold on one second. Let me hold up on this camera for a second. Let me do something with this camera for a second. Yeah, it's a little better. Bill is funny, man. Bill is funny, bro. Bill's funny, bro. Bill's funny. Bill is a funny guy, man. I can't lie, dog. That shit was hilarious, man. We'll play it in a minute, man. Yeah, man. Bill is funny. Oh, hold on, man. I want to put this shit up on Twitter. Boom. Let's try to get some Twitter exposure on this mug, man. Can y'all hit the like button today? Share the video if you wouldn't mind. We got 57 people in the building right off the bat. We got 60 people in the back. Good morning. Good morning. Gervonta Davis's trainer was exposed by Bill Haney for being broke with that fight offer, and Bill Haney makes a fight offer to Gervonta. He's going to, in 2026, we want Gervonta Davis. We want Gervonta Davis. Yeah. Really? You want Gervonta Davis in 2026, do you, Bill? I can't imagine why you would want him in 2026, man. But it's going to be interesting, and I think I will start listening to other people talk boxing again so I can hear what they have to say. What's up, Mr. Mileage? Good morning. Jose Lopez in the building. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Gabe Toss in the building. What's going on, man? Michael Tolbert says something. Gervonta Davis is toast. Everybody can forget about Gervonta Davis. He's retired. No, thank you very much. He's not retired, but thank you for your comment. All things 913 in the building. What's up? What's up, Jose Lopez? Branson in the building. Ray Patterson, what's going on? Kodak Cam in the building. Marcus Bridges, man, it's been a few days. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm glad to see you, man. Say good morning, Martin. It's been a few days since I've been able to jump on the live. Man, well, I'm happy to see you in this live. I'm happy to see you in this live. What's going on to my guy? Who else is here, man? Shout out to everybody. Gilbert Jimenez in the building, man. What's happening? What's going on? Hey, Jermaine McPherson. Yeah, it's been a while, man. KOD Testimonies Trap for Life, bro. Thank you, man. I always appreciate your kind words, man. Always appreciate your kind words. What's going on, Jameson Childress? We in the building, sir. Milwaukee still in the building. Shout out to Milwaukee, bro. Saturday show. Yeah, man. Let's go. Yeah, we're going to do a Saturday show this morning, man. Good morning, OG. Showing some love from Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to Birmingham, Alabama, man. There's some good people in Birmingham, Alabama. John Money, what's up, man? What's going on, man? Wilder fights, they haven't announced the fight yet. They just announced that it's going to get done. They have yet to announce it. Jameson, what's up, man? Appreciate you, bro. He said, let's get it started with some color in the chat, man. Well, yeah, man. So look, yes, sir. Thank you, Jameson. I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to keep that color up there until somebody replaces the color. It will stay there, okay? If you want your comment read, somebody got to get me up off that. What's good, big bro? Always keep it on. That's why I rock with you. Thank you, man. Everybody else's comments is actually right here. You can see them. Hold on, let me do this. Tall, boom, and big. There you go. Respect Dave Lynch in the building. What's up, man? Why fight someone who doesn't fight anyone? Go Boots. Why fight someone who doesn't fight anybody? That doesn't make much sense. What are you talking about, Sammy 16 with that? Phil Jackson Jr. in the building. What's going on, man? Respect to you, brother. What's up, man? I'm so happy to have the 121 people in the building so far this morning. Happy to chop it up with you, man. Trying to be in as good a mood as I possibly can be in this entire chat. I really am. We're going to be positive this morning. I'm going to be encouraging of boxing. And I am going to tell you that I'm sitting back and I'm watching what's going on with TKO. I'm watching what is going on with the mainstream boxing media. And we have a war on our hands, man. We have a war on our hands. I think we are actually seeing people that are really trying to stand up and say, hold on, man, what's going on with this Muhammad Ali act? And they tried to look. I'm telling you, I owe Terrence Crawford an apology, man. Terrence Crawford, you listen to me, man. I owe you an apology, bro. I owe Terrence Crawford a sincere apology. And I'm going to wait a little bit to tell you what I got to apologize to Terrence Crawford for. But I've decided that I owe Terrence Crawford an apology. One apology. Robin Soda, what up, man? Yeah, hell yeah, man. You talking about this one? This one? Now that my guy taught me how to be Instagram slick, I got to go to settings. Where my settings at, man? Where my settings at, man? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Marcus Bridges said, Bill out here looking like a slut chasing everyone. Always go ahead. We said, real man, stand up. Oh, yeah. I called Terrence Crawford a sellout. And I don't think that I should have called him a sellout. I think I overdid it. I overcooked it. Hey, man, thank you, my guy, Marcus Bridges, in that Cash App, bro. For real. And look, I got some Cash App thank yous. I have Cash App thank yous that I got to read. Barbara Davis, if you're here, I'm so sorry that I missed your foot of grind Cash App on Thursday at 9 a.m. Please forgive me. Yeah, seriously, I called him a sellout, and I think that I overcooked it, bro. Okay? I overcooked it. I did. I apologize for calling you a sellout, Terrence. You know why I have to apologize? And this is why I wanted this to be on Twitter. I have to apologize to Terrence because I don't know that Terrence Crawford is really a part of what TKO is trying to do with that boxing league. And I do believe that they are trying to make Terrence Crawford the poster boy of boxing. I really do. I think they're obviously putting a very, very big PR push behind Terrence Crawford. And especially people overseas are giving Terrence Crawford a lot of respect overseas. And he's obviously a terrific fighter. And I don't know that he's co-signing what's going on with TKO, with the Muhammad Ali Revival Act, because two things were said. One, Bernie the Boxer, who now for some strange reason refers to Terrence Crawford as Crawford and no longer Bud. He's no longer I guess he's no longer allowed to call Terrence Bud. He has to call him Crawford. Hey, what up, man? Wake and Bake with Fanon. As always, how you feeling from the other day? I'm feeling good, bro. I can't complain about nothing, bro. I'm good, man. I fucking was bitching and complaining to my wife last night, and she wasn't trying to hear it. Sitting here every once in a while, somebody says something that tweaks my ego. So my wife says something that tweaked my ego. And trust me, whenever my money, what is this? Stop playing with Bud in the hands of strength. And most haters always have to. Fuck you, nigga. Like I said, I ain't a fuck out of here, nigga. I ain't trying to hear that bullshit, bro. Fuck you. See, all I'm telling you is I owe an apology to Bud because I called Bud a sellout, and I don't know if he's sold out or not. Okay? Other than that, fuck you. What are you talking about? If somebody says something untrue about somebody, and guess what? Somebody says something in reference to Bernie. What is that? What's in reference to Bernie? That's Buddy. I know it is. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Bud, only thing I'm saying is I apologize for calling your ass a sellout because Sean Vitale yesterday, shout out to Sean Vitale. Sean Vitale, and this is no disrespect to Sean Vitale at all, did a live stream and he talked about the Muhammad Ali Act and he talked about Nick Khan and he talked about TKO trying to buy the U.S. amateur, the U.S. nationals, to basically buy the U.S. national amateur tournaments, right? That's what TKO is supposed to be going to the Lubbock, Texas today. So Nick Khan is coming to Texas, where I live. He's bringing his ass down yonder to try to buy the U.S. nationals. And if you know, if they buy the U.S. nationals, they can make a funnel to TKO. But it is what it is. You know why? Because people have not been funding the U.S. amateurs. They've not been funding the okay. That's what they try to do. But guess what? But Sean Vitale was told by his source, and I believe Sean Vitale has sources. I don't believe he would make that up and lie. He said that the source said that Terrence Crawford would be there. So it wound up that Terrence Crawford is not there because Terrence Crawford is currently in Dubai. He's currently in Dubai. But let me tell you something, Terrence. Everything else I said about you, I mean every other word I said about you, buddy. Don't get it wrong. All I'm saying is I apologize to you because I don't know whether you're a sellout or not. We will see, however, Terrence, whether or not you do support TKO in that league. If you wind up being on TKO cards and that league fights under your fight, then you are somebody that's leading people into that TKO league if they're able to make that league. There's still several steps necessary for them to make that lead. Now, I don't want to block Bud. Bud can come on, be mad, Bud. But hell no, man. You talking about people. That's why you a sore winner, bro. Every time you Negroes, every time Bud fans with your little funky ass attitude that you get from your mama, hey man, I ain't gonna talk bad about your mama, right? So let me not talk bad about your mama. Anyway, that little funky attitude that you seem to have gotten from, many other people get those attitudes from their mama. That extra, I don't care if you can fight, bro. You got that energy, dog. I don't care if you can rustle somebody, knock them out. I don't care. You still got that energy, dog, in the way that you do business. So yeah, I did jump the gun and call you a sellout, but I don't know if you sold out or not. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sitting back and looking at it and I'm thinking, you know what? Why don't we just let things play out as things play out? And we can try to do survival of the fittest with people and just let things play out and see how things play out. Because, hey, Denali Smith said, my man, Fanon, let's get some color in this chat. Salute. Thank you, bro. And we keeping up the color till there's more color, bro. We're going to see how it play out. Like I'm telling you, for real. No, look, what I'm telling you is I'm not going to say that I don't know the Ali Act, the Muhammad Ali Revival Act. No, they should throw away that shit. They absolutely should. It's basically allowing you to violate the Muhammad Ali Act. The Muhammad Ali Revival Act just gives really rich people the ability to bypass the Muhammad Ali Act. That's all it does. It sets an income level and says, if you have enough money where you can afford to make a boxing league, if you have enough money to be able to afford to do that, then we'll let you do that. That's it. And it allows them to do it under the rules that they wrote. But more than that, they're then not even going to enforce it. Trust me. They got a hard enough time enforcing the other one to put a gigantic loophole the size you can drive a truck. They try to put a loophole in it so huge that somebody that's wealthy can take advantage of it because they're trying to convince you that the wealth is enough to take care of all the fighters. But also remember, yeah, I saw that shit. Hey, KO said, so Shakur likes weight classes now and Devin wants to pull fighters up 2 weight classes. These boys cooked out here. They're desperate. That's called being desperate, bro. That's called being desperate, bro. That's called being desperate, dog. Being desperate. Devin Haney has to use Gervonta Tank Davis's name to sell something. That's him being what you call desperate. Very, 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 very desperate. That's a case of being very, very, very desperate. They need Gervonta Davis to keep their name circulating. I'm telling you, these people have killed all of the name of what's name calling? What's name calling? Name calling, that's all? Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Don't forget about the belts. What about the belts? Trying to get a payoff, they name to. Look, man, as far as the TKO stuff, I'm going to sit and watch it happen, obviously. However, I don't mind them buying up the national amateurs. I don't mind them buying the amateurs at all. I'm telling you, if they want to buy every single solitary amateur tournament that there is in the United States, so be it. They can buy every single solitary one of them. As long as they don't have the ability to bind those kids to contracts and they can win and they can negotiate fighting whoever they want, and as long as they don't get involved in fixing fights and doing stupid shit like that at the amateur level, that's fine. That's cool. I don't mind if TKO wants to invest a lot of money in amateur boxing. Somebody needs to do it. You know what I mean? Somebody needs to put the money in there. And the money's not in there from the PBC's not paying the money that I know of. Top Rank wasn't paying the money that I know of. I know Ringside used to have their names on really big tournaments, but Ringside stopped doing the tournaments. There used to be a really big tournament in Kansas City where I used to live. So, you know, I'm not tripping on them like that, man. Like, if you want to actually add to the culture and actually increase the amount of tournaments and the availability of those things for fighters, cool. As long as you don't play around with amateurs. As long as you don't start rigging the amateurs, you don't start doing shit like just fucking up the amateurs and trying to make it your own personal, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? As long if you're doing it if you're doing it with like sponsorships, the ability to fly places, save these kids from the amount of money it costs. I mean, hey, you know what I mean? If they put the money down there on the ground like that, I can't say right off the top of the cuff that I would be against that. That's something you have to look at, because as I sit there and I'll have to look at okay, what's the value of what value do we get out of them doing that? If we have a lot more kids participating in amateur programs, we have more kids knowing that they have a path to real money. You may get more people fighting. You might. But then again, you got to turn that on his head and think to yourself, well, they're trying to run these kids into a meat grinder. You know what I'm saying? However, if it results in scholarships, college scholarships for boxing, if they can increase the programs for scholarships in boxing, so where people can fight for college for amateurs and then be done, and after that and get a job after college, or fight long enough so they can get money to buy, to go to trade school or whatever. That would be great, man. I don't want to be like, I'm not just going to look at the situation and say that there's no way that we can't extract value from what they are trying to do. You know what I mean? If you look at it in totality, with Abdullah Mason being the brand ambassador for the ring, you think would sign him to TKO from Bob Arum? Yeah, but Abdullah Mason's already out of the running to be on that TKO stuff. They're trying to build fighters themselves, man. You mean? They're trying to build the fighters themselves. So anyway, I was made aware of the situation that I just discussed with you from Sean Vitale. So I again was like, my very first reaction was, damn, Bud is going to fucking try to fuck over these kids. Please don't have anything to do with this, Bud. Please. But then his press, somebody related to it, somebody who works with him, the press said, and they know it's true because he's taking a bunch of videos that he's in Dubai. Martin, were you old enough to remember when Michigan State and other schools had collegiate boxing programs? No, I wasn't paying attention to. I know when I was a kid, the only collegiate boxing programs that I knew about were like Harvard and Yale. They were like Harvard and Yale. Money on the wood sounds good, but they're gonna, yeah, for sure. I mean, but not every basketball player that goes into basketball becomes a professional basketball player. Way more people do not become professional athletes than do become professional athletes. So, it's a catch-22. You know what I'm saying? It's a catch-22. But there are going to be a lot of people that are going to jump into that league, though, because you got a lot of people that aren't making even that much money and making money. And then the funny thing is, you got this prize sitting on the top of it, which is the big name fighters, which are probably being grown by the promoters that they're going to pay for and put on a card. We'll see how, if they just put only distinctly, it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. But they're obviously making a huge push for it. Michigan State had a coach named Tom Izzo. Nah, they're not talking about that. They're talking about Michigan State had a boxing program. There's a boxing program that Andre Ward has something to do with, man. Something to do with it. But anyway, man, look, I just wanted to say that out the beginning of this one. I didn't want to go into too much about it because I'm not going to do like a separate video on that or anything. However, I just want to say, man, I'm just, nah, homie. That was a slip. Yes, he did what? Yes, he did what? Oh, Tom Izzo coached boxing at Michigan State? I didn't know that. Michigan State University is my alma mater. Oh, that's what's up, man. I'm glad you got an alma mater. You're blessed to have an alma mater. But anyway, man, going back, let me play this, man. Let me play this, brother. Brother Mang, I got to find settings in my phone, right? So where are settings in my phone? It's probably going to be there. Settings, yes. Saved. All right. All right, so this is, what is this? What the hell? Where's Bill's ass? Yeah, I'll pay it on here. It's Bill. Let's play Bill. This is what Bill did. Profile. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny, Team Tank Davis. I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is Devin had bought me another Mercedes. Another one. The bad news is the Grinch didn't buy you guys one. But Debo is looking for him, and he's on the list. So let's see if 2026 you can influence your man to be more like. I think Davis would be harder than Joshua.
No way. Yeah. I never understand why we become champion have to pay for a belt. Keep that shit. Yeah. Keep it. I'm not gonna work 14, 15 years for me to pay for something I worked for. When I went to the Olympics, did I pay for that damn medal? No. If I walk into this arena without this belt, is these people still gonna show up? Yes. So keep the belt. You're not gonna take my money. With all due respect, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like, if y'all gonna make this money a money thing,
I think Davis would be.
Coach Calvin got a way nicer Mercedes than that, even though that's a nice Mercedes. Fathers, please don't live vicariously through your children and have them spend money that they should be spending on your grandkids. Fanon, you see? Hell yeah, I saw that big ass score, dog. Hey, look. Keyshawn Davis is fucking bugging, bro.
I think Davis would be harder than Josh Wendell.
We said I never understand why we become champion had to pay for a belt. Keep that Keep it. I'm not gonna work 14, 15 years for me to pay for something I worked for. When I went to the Olympics, did I pay for that damn medal? No. If I walk into this arena without this belt, is these people still gonna show up? Yes. So keep the belt. You're not gonna take my money. With all due respect, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like, if y'all gonna make this money a money thing, everybody gotta abide by the same rules, because a belt is a belt, a trophy is a trophy. One person can't be giving out more money to the next person, to the next sanctioned body. So I agree with Terrence, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't agree with paying for belts. That's why, for all the sanctioning bodies, you know what I'm saying? And I told this to the one that I was under, the WBO. I told him, I said, I don't really believe in that. And he explained why. And I was like, okay, but I still don't.
Hold on. Hey, much love in that Cash App, brother, man. Super Chat said, proper sponsorship with equitable treatment for fighters that grows the sport is not a bad idea. Hey, brother. Oh, no, proper sponsorship with equitable treatment for fighters that grows the sport. No, it is not. It's not. I'm going to tell you right now. If you're talking about that specific stuff with the amateurs and TKO investing in the amateurs, I'm going to tell you right now, dude, amateur boxing is not professional boxing. Amateur boxing needs money. They need the money. The fighters, I'm telling you, young tennis players need money. Young football players need money. Young basketball players need money to be able to go to those tournaments and do all those things. And how can you compete for the young talent for the sport if they don't have anybody sponsoring them and taking them to their tournaments? You know what I mean? And doing it and treating it like that. Like, for real. I mean, I see that as two different sports. Amateur boxing and professional boxing. If you're a professional boxer, they are risking their lives for the greatest amount of money that they possibly can. When you're an amateur boxer, you know that you're going from you're using that as just a stage and as a sport before you get into what you're doing for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? So the people that take the chance and go professional, they've got to be put in a situation where they can maximize their earning potential, because they only have a certain amount of years to do that. You know what I mean? The thing about the amateurs, though, is that there's so much expense tied up in amateur boxing, in the travel, in the equipment, and all of that is prohibitive. And you wind up having people put in situations. The really good athletes can wind up getting put in situations that are not good for them, because they may be taking money from certain types of people because they got to figure out how, at an early age, how to get put on, right? So these guys, that they're going to be competing in the gyms for guys that maybe, some of them yes, some of them no, but some of them may be exploitative of young athletes in boxing because they don't have those opportunities. You know what I mean? Maybe it'll take away some of the $20,000 amateur boxing matches that Floyd Mayweather used to gamble on in Mayweather Gym, because that's an example of something being exploitative. You know what I mean? It's harder to be as exploitative. And, well, there's a lot of exploitation for young athletes. You know what I mean? Look, Keyshawn is ridiculous. Keyshawn, you would have never, ever had the fight if you didn't fight for the belt, Keyshawn. My response to Keyshawn. Well, let me go back to Bill. What up, Rick? What up, Rick Sims? Let's go back to Bill.
I think Davis would be hard. Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny, Team Tank Davis.
Bill, that hair dye ain't working no more, Bill.
Some bad news.
Hey, Bill, I got some bad news, Bill. Hey, Bill, I got some bad news. That hair dye ain't working no more, dog. You bleach your shit so much, bro. Your shit turned brown, dog. Let the gray shine, Bill. Let the gray shine, dog. Come on, man. Bill. Bill, that hairline, bro, that hairline. Hey, from one bald nigga to the next bald nigga, that hairline is way back here, bro. Come on, no. Hey, but I ain't, hey, Rick, I ain't gonna be blaming Bill for everything no more. Don't worry.
Another one. The bad news is the Grinch didn't buy you guys one.
Hey man, I don't want to talk too bad about you, Bill, dog. I understand, dog. If my son was buying me Mercedes-Benz, dog, man, to tell me that he loved me and hey, man, I got all kind of money. Let me buy you this Mercedes-Benz, bro. But I got to ask you a question, Bill. Why is there a price tag on that bitch? Hey, Bill, why the price tag still on that mug, bro? Bill, that's a price tag on there, dog. Why the price tag on there? Bill, how do I know you bought that car if it's still got a price tag on it, dog? You standing in it. Calvin took his shit off, bro. Man, I don't think you want people to know what car you drive, Bill. I don't know, Bill. Bill, there's a price tag on that car, Bill. How do I know you actually bought the car? And where's Devin, bro? If Devin bought the car, why is there a price tag on it? And where's Devin? Shouldn't Devin be there buying the car, man? Shouldn't Devin be sitting there? When you were doing the video, was Devin over there sitting down and doing the processing? Or do you just so happen to have access to Devin's accounts so that you can buy a car and he ain't even there? Hey, how in the world? I just need to understand this, bro. How can you buy a car when Devin's not there, bro? How can Devin buy a car for you if Devin's not there? Are you sure you're not just buying yourself a car with Devin's money? There, you know that's a big difference, Bill. Anyway, man, that's congratulations on your BMW, on your Mercedes, man. That's a nice car, bro. I like that car, bro. That's sweet. It's in red too. It's in red too. You know I like red, Bill. You know I like red. Bill out here wilding, bro. His hair did change. I'm telling you, bro. Bill bald, bro. That's a wig, bro. The texture and the consistency of his hair changed. Keisha, the level of hypocrisy in this boxing world is wild. The rule only applies to a select few. You know the drill. Who is this? What about me? Other fighters saying they don't care about belts. Oh. Rick, I want to know what Keisha talking about. Remember when Tank said he didn't care about his belts? People just saying Tank just don't want to duck. That's why I don't care about belts. But now other fighters saying the same thing. Yeah, and Shakur Stevenson. And, hey, watch this shit. Ring that cash app for Martin since y'all can't hit the like button. Yeah, hit that cash app, man. Put the color in the chat, bro, on a Saturday morning, bro. We ain't nowhere near my numbers this month, bro. Man, oh my God, bro. Boxing, dude, black boxing, we got to compete so hard, bro. It is so saturated with dudes that are nothing but bots, dog. They flood the market with bots, bro. But yeah, man, that's a great ass. Thank you, brother. Mr. Martin, Bill got a hair unit. Yo, does he? Bro, let it, dog, come on, bro. This is how you're supposed to look, Bill. Bill, this is what you look like when you're 56, man. Bill, it's okay, dog. There's a lot of players out there with gray hair, bro. They just let it go. You know what I mean? They just, all right, I got to let the dye go, bro. I got to let the dye go. When you were like 30, you know what I'm talking about? Like when you were a young boy, 30 years old, 35 years old, you had that little gray coming. When my shit started coming in gray, my shit was cool. It was a little, real early I started to gray. But you know what it is. You just got to at that age, you could dye it. I never dyed it, but other people you could dye it. But now when you almost 60, Bill, you can't do it no more, bro. Hey, man, somebody was gifted a membership. I hadn't seen that in a long time. Andre Mears, 86. Thank you so much, brother, for that support, bro. Thank you, man. Hey, they saying Tank trending heavy now since they tried to decommission the other belts as much as they've been trying to take out the PBC. And Al Heyman, the collective is assembled. Hey, look, it's assembling. Bro, I need you, Al. Al Heyman, bro, for real, I need you, dog. I need the big fights, bro. We need the fights, bro. We need the fights without Turkey Al-Sheikh involved. We need the fights that bring back people into Dallas Stadium, bro. You know what I mean? That's what we need. We need people in stadiums that are actually buying tickets for fights in bunches of real events. And we need to stop supporting this ridiculous YouTube boxing culture where you keep listening to niggas lie over and over and over again, but yet you continue to support them. I'll never use dye on my hair. I embrace the gray because I know too many folks who didn't live long enough to have any gray, etc. Aging gracefully is a blessing. Besides, I stay fit like before the gray. Hey, man, I got gray because I look good. I let my gray go and I let my hair go because shit, nigga, I look good. So it is what it is, dog. I can get in better shape. I don't think I can be more pretty than I am. Gotta talk that shit. But for real though, Keyshawn Davis, bro. Come on, Keyshawn. Come on, Keyshawn. Stick with me, Keyshawn. Keyshawn. Think of the WBC's belts like the federal government. You have to pay your taxes. Nobody wants to pay their taxes. You don't like where your money for the taxes go, but your ass still needs to pay your taxes. Now, if you tell the federal government, I'm not paying my taxes, I worked 13, 14 years, went through school, did all of this, did all the work, and you want some of it? No? Fine. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to repossess your house. They're going to repossess your house. They're going to freeze your bank accounts. They're going to snatch your ass up, and they're going to throw your ass in jail. Because there's always a reason, you cheap bastard, to not pay for something. Let me repeat. There's always a reason, you cheap bastard, not to pay for something. Okay? Everybody has a reason not to pay for something. But the fact of the matter is, you fought for the belt. You fought for the belt. So pay for what you fought for. It's that simple, Keyshawn. It's not complicated. It's called being a grown-up. You go in, the store charges you $5 for an item. You don't just get to give them $5. You got to give them $5.65, $5.50. That's what you have to do because you're a grown-up, Keyshawn. You're an adult. And Terrence Crawford did not say he didn't want to pay it. He just tried to get cheap with them. And that is something else. When you have a bill due and they say, bro, I'm going to do for real. I had overdue taxes, paid them off, and they forgave my fees. You know what I mean? Because they slapped me with the fees because they were late. But once I paid them off, shit, they gave me my fee. It was a good deal. They cut me off. They cut me a break because I paid my taxes off. You know? That's why Tank is the face of boxing. He holds to a higher standard than any other fighter. Oh, you're talking, yeah, without a doubt. But that's because there's so many people that you get to eat off criticizing them. You really do. Good meals off criticizing them. Keyshawn and Shakur Little tag along. He was by his side every interview for the press conference. Yeah, they working as like a little cabal. They're in their cabal. Cabal. They're caballing. A cabal is a unit of people that work together to try to deliver a common message and for a common purpose, usually involved in kind of underhanded and backhanded bullshit. It's called the Bud Buddies. You know what I mean? We all grown like you, but how you don't even notice. I'm not sure that's obvious. I don't think that's for me. It's a problem when Tank said he don't care. Yeah, anyway, yeah, it was a problem. Let me tell you something. Undisputed. was the goal in boxing until Terrence Crawford won undisputed. Terrence Crawford was being hailed as having his legacy. Legacy was associated with belts and being undisputed when Devin won it. It was. Don't you remember the conversations last week when they were talking about legacy? Now it's legacy over belts. Listen to how Ring Magazine so very subtly shifted it. They went from belts meaning legacy to legacy over belts. See, Gervonta Davis said money over belts. Then they said no, legacy and belts over money. And then they flipped it to no, not legacy and belts over money. Legacy over belts. See how they just move the phrase around all over the place? That's what I tell you, that the media engages in shell games. Think about it. It's literally the same phrase, but they just switched it around. Before it was legacy, it was belts equal legacy. That's what they said. Think about Devin Haney. Belts equaled legacy. Without a doubt. Belts equaled legacy for him. Belts equaled legacy for Terrence Crawford when he fought for 3 undisputed titles. Legacy equaled belts when Canelo Alvarez fought for undisputed. That was just last week that was the case. It was the case last week. But the shifting landscape of boxing has now changed it to, no, I'm sorry, not belts. And guess what? Not money either, because they got TKO with their leg with that bullshit, but whatever. That's what it is. And with Terrence Crawford, it was absolutely money over legacy because he dropped the belt so he didn't have to pay the money. And they're celebrating that. That's literally money over belts. Isn't it? Isn't that literally money over belts? When you say that I'm not paying for these fees for this, that's you telling everybody that you always thought Gervonta Davis was right. You knew at the time that Gervonta Davis told George Kambosos, that, yeah, I'll fight you, keep those belts. When did Gervonta Davis say to George Kambosos to keep the belts? He told George Kambosos to keep the belts while George Kambosos had the belts. He didn't say keep the belts after he got the belts, after he got all the benefits of the belts and just didn't want to pay. He was very out front in saying money over those belts. And he didn't say money over all belts because he is with the WBA. But it is money over those belts. And that's what Gervonta said. But Gervonta was a bad guy and Devin was the good guy because Devin just wanted legacy. That's all he wanted at 135. He just wanted to fight the best. And who are the best? The best is the guy with the belts. That's what Bill Haney told me. The best was the guy with the belts, George Kambosos. And the best is the guy with the belts just last week when Brian Norman Jr. had the WBO. Devin fought the best in the division because he had the WBO. Right? So, no, as of today, yesterday, and whenever it's important, it's whatever they choose. For Tank, it's belts over money. Why? Because Tank has money. Tank has money, so belts over money. Devin does not have money, so fuck that. Fuck that. Money over belts. He has belts. He doesn't have money. You're trying to brag that your son has a lot of money. What are you trying to tell me? All this is a cornball way. I'm going to look at it again. This is a cornball way of Bill bragging about having a lot of money and how much money Devin has. And he's bragging about how much money Devin has versus how much Tank has. That has always been the comparison that Bill has tried with Gervonta. Acting as if they have a three-fight, $36 million deal? They got 2 more fights, at least on their 3-fight, $36 million deal, right? If the first one was Brian Norman, because I know nobody said he had no $12 million for Jose Ramirez in a catchweight non-title fight. No. Tank don't need money. He got the belt. He got the belts. No, I'm just telling you, look, that's how they shift their arguments around. That's the shell game of their arguments. Because Turki Al-Sheikh has decided that what most is important is what Turki Al-Sheikh wants. Or should I say, what's most important is what Mohammed bin Salman wants. What Mohammed bin Salman wants is what they want to matter. Okay? As long as you fight for him, if you got Riyadh season, little logo on your deal, and it says Riyadh, that's what they think that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do what Riyadh season tells you to do. That's what fighters are really supposed to do if you really, really listen carefully and you watch what these guys are doing. What fighters are supposed to do is what the media tells them to do. If they're not doing what the media tells them to do, then they're not doing what they're supposed to do. If the media says you're supposed to be fighting for this $150 billion zillion that Turki Al-Sheikh is paying, that's what you're supposed to be doing. If you're supposed to be fighting for 4 belts, then that's what you're supposed to be doing. If they say you're supposed to be fighting for 2 belts, that's what they're supposed to be doing. If the media says you're supposed to fight for the ring belt, that's what you're supposed to be doing. And if you're not doing what the media wants you to do, then you are not doing what you're supposed to do. It's that obvious. And that there's different rules for different people and what they're supposed to do. Gervonta is supposed to go sign with Bob Arum. Be a good boy, shut up, and fight at 147 pounds and lose. Because that's probably the path that they would have for Gervonta, because they didn't believe that they could sell Gervonta. You know? They didn't believe that they could sell him. I heard LL Cool J, KO, or Jamie Foxx on the set on Any Given Sunday for talking smack. What? Man, that's from left field, bro. Yeah, that's from left field. Hey, thank you guys for the color in the chat, bro. For real. And thank you for gifting those memberships, bro. Thank y'all for the color in the chat. Yeah, man. Hey, 2 Cent, I was listening to you last night. I was enjoying your show for a little while last night. Didn't have the best night last night. You say that sounds like media shit. Yeah, it is. That's what I mean. Eventually, really, those are the guys that think they're pulling the plug, pulling the strings. And I'm not saying that the media does not have influences that exist above and beyond the media. I'm sure that the media has influences that are above the pay grade of the journalists that are being told what they are giving their marching orders. So the journalists themselves are only executing the marketing or executing the marching orders of the people that are paying them the money. Because as we all know, everybody's got jobs. Everybody needs jobs, bro. Yeah, then shut up and fight. Like, for example, look at this. There's almost no way, bro. I hope I save this, bro. I hope I save this. Ooh, doody. If Ash Cash is not the baddest chick on the goddamn planet, other than my wife, Lord have mercy, Ash Cash. Hey, man, brief, because she passed. See, that's Ash Cash. Ash Cash, that's crazy. Where is this settings again? Oh, it's down here. Settings, saved. Come on, let me have this thing, man.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. It's like you gotta believe you're the best and the greatest to do what you do. It's not, and when you do it, you're not crazy. It's just you were really smart. You're a genius.
That sounds a little crazy.
No, really.
I get what you said. I
You
get
know
what
what
you
I'm saying?
said.
No, but it's just that. I was talking to my father about this though. All right, so I know y'all been hearing about the WBC and Crawford and all that stuff, right? So I was thinking about this. You only become undisputed when you pay all the sanctioning fees. So by default, by him not paying that one sanctioning fee, although he beat Canelo Alvarez, by default, he's not undisputed 3 times.
No, he's undisputed. No, he's undisputed. I mean, obviously the public knows. The public knows.
Don't mean on paper.
Nah, look at this. Look at this.
That doesn't mean anything at this point, though.
It does, because they did it to me. I'm gonna do it to him.
I love it.
And the beauty of it, they
Yeah, but
did it
people
with me with the
people
WBC.
considered you undisputed. A lot of people did consider you undisputed, even
Not
though it's
on
on
the
paper.
list. Look up Wikipedia right now. They say unified.
Right.
But for Crawford, they got him. And I don't get, look, can't take nothing away from Crawford. Great fighter, one of the best that we've seen of this era. Cool, we give him that. We give him the acknowledgement. He beat Canelo.
Moving up, so
moving
many
up.
weight classes. Yeah.
Yeah. But when you think about it, by the book, yo, that's why. It's like by the book. If you ain't pay that sanctioning fee, by default, you didn't become undisputed.
Now that happened like 2 months later, though.
We talking about
it
a guy
just
that
happened.
made. All right, you talking about a guy that made like they saying 50 M's, right, or 50 plus M's. All you had to pay was a sanctioning fee that we all do.
Right.
Whether it's 2-3%, he's saying 330K. But because you already did it and now people acknowledging out of it, because what's gonna happen is this, and this is what I mean, Ak. It's either gonna start 2 things. Either they set an example on Crawford, or it becomes a movement. And what do we want to do, right? I could say, oh, I'm gonna fight for this belt, I'm gonna defend my belts and everything like that, but if I could get away with not paying a sanctioning fee.
But he did pay fees to the other sanctioning bodies.
Why not WBC?
No, but his argument was, can you guys agree to the same amount I'm giving all the other sanctioning bodies? He wasn't saying he didn't want to pay them anything. He just said, hey, there's a lot of belts, a lot of money here. The WBO is accepting X amount. You know,
you
the other
negotiate.
sanction, right? So he's frustrated, like, why I have to give you guys more? Now, I'm not throwing a shot at the WC. I love them. I just came from Thailand working with them, but you got to see his side as well. Everybody else agreed on whatever the number was. I don't know. He's just saying, why couldn't y'all follow suit and work with me and negotiate?
Because the answer is no, nigga. That's why. Pause right there. Because the answer is no. That's fucking why. Because the answer is fucking no. That's why. Because the answer is no. That's why. Because the answer is no. That's why. God dog, bro. The answer is no. This guy right here is a shield. This dude right here got on my nerves, bro. Listen to this.
Because you already did it and now people acknowledging out of it. Because what's going to happen is this, and this is what
Because the answer is no.
It's
That's
either
why
gonna
I'm not
start 2
negotiating with
things.
you.
Either they set an example on Crawford, or it becomes a movement. And
This
what
is
do we
really
wanna
good.
do?
And this is good top
Right?
notch from
I
Tio.
could say, oh, I'm gonna fight for this belt, I'm gonna defend my belts and everything like that, but if I could get away with not paying a sanctioning fee.
But he did pay fees to the other sanctioning bodies.
Why not WBC?
No, but his argument was, can you guys agree to the same amount I'm giving all the other sanctioning bodies? He wasn't saying he didn't
'Cause
want
it's
to pay
no.
them anything. He just said, hey, there's a lot of belts, a lot of money here. The WBO is accepting X amount. You know,
you
the other
negotiate.
sanction, right? So he's frustrated, like, why I have to give you guys more? Now, I'm not throwing a shot at the WC.
Let me answer that question for you. Ak and Barack. Let me answer the question for you. Please, somebody forward this to him. The answer to the why the WBC didn't negotiate with him is because they didn't want to negotiate with him. They felt that he was already informed of the fee, and he wanted to come in and talk the fee down. The fact that the other people said yes has nothing to do with the WBC. Just because they gave in doesn't mean somebody else has to give in. If you want to buy 4 houses on the block and you sell 3, that doesn't mean the 4th has to sell it to you just because the other ones took reduced prices. That is a fundamental misunderstanding of negotiation. They were not negotiating with you. What you're doing is trying to renegotiate. They already negotiated 0.6. They negotiated that with you. What you're doing is trying to renegotiate. Okay, Ak? Don't call it a negotiation. Call it what it is, a renegotiation, where the WBC did not have any incentive to renegotiate. What incentive? Now, let me ask you this. Since Bud wants to know how we can renegotiate, what did Bud give the WBC in exchange for the reduced sanctioning fee? It was 3%. They obviously agreed to 0.6%. You want lower than that. Okay, for the first fee, they got something out of it. You got a $50 million fight. We understand that we don't want to take $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. We will absolutely, because of how big the fight is, we will absolutely negotiate that down. So they negotiated it down in exchange for Terrence fighting for the belt. That's the deal they did. So now you're not asking to negotiate it, you're asking to renegotiate it. But if you're going to renegotiate it, you have to give the WBC something in exchange for the further price reduction. If you're not giving them anything in exchange for your request, they may feel like you're trying to use the leverage of the other 3 belts to intimidate them into a deal that they don't want to take. The simple fact that the other 3 took it was pressure on the WBC to follow suit. That is not pressure from Terrence Crawford. That is pressure from the other sanctioning bodies. And the WBC says no. It called no. Exactly. That's contracts 101, bro. It's called consideration. In order for them to lower it even further, Bud has to give them something. But Bud doesn't have anything to give the WBC other than political pressure. That is what the WBC had a choice to bow down to. Will the WBC bow down to the public, to the pressure, and actually strip Terrence Crawford? Nobody else. All 3 of these guys couldn't turn around and all of them can't just strip him for not paying the fee. One of them only had to stand up to that. Then I heard Bernie the Boxer say, oh, it's no big deal. He wasn't trying to not pay the fee. So Bud is trying to separate himself from any type of plot to destroy the sanctioning bodies. But what Teofimo Lopez is saying is very accurate. It's a very slippery slope. Either Terrence Crawford is made an example of, which he was. He was made an example of by taking away that belt. Just like the IBF made an example previously of Canelo Alvarez and stripped Canelo Alvarez. So he had a ramification. I'm going to tell you something also. I wouldn't be surprised if the WBA, the WBC, and the WBO were not all happy that Bud got stripped. Just because they got in a position of getting lowballed after the fact, and they were like, okay, I don't want the press. I don't want to go to battle with all this press that Bud Crawford has around him right now. So they acquiesced. But that doesn't mean that the WBC has to acquiesce, especially in the face. They didn't lose any money on Canelo. Come on, man. Stop dumb shit, bro. Operation decommissioned by the collective. Wrong. 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 What are you fucking talking about? And here's the link. I don't mind frying somebody this morning. What I'm talking about, bro. You fell off. What happened, bro? What the fuck is wrong with you niggas, bro? Get out of here, bro. Oh, I'm talking about the haters. What? Oh, whatever. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, fine. No, that's a fucking lie. The WBC said that they, first of all, let's set the facts right. Bud Crawford said that he negotiated for that fight with Terrence for Canelo Alvarez for 9 hours. You're expecting me to believe that a man that negotiated with Errol Spence Jr. on details as small as who's going to come out first, right? He wants to flip a coin over who's coming out first. He negotiates for 9 hours for a deal for the Canelo fight. But you expect a reasonable person to believe he didn't know that he was going to get a sanctioning fee and that he didn't ask how much the sanctioning fee was going to be? Stop that. Bud knows what the amount is. So we can stop that. There's no the chance that Bud did not know what he was supposed to pay is almost none. Otherwise, they wouldn't have stripped him. The only reason they're strip him is because he did not agree to the agreed upon fee. What up, Bruce Gas? The only way that they could strip him without a lawsuit, let me be very clear. The only way that they could strip Terrence Crawford that I can see without a lawsuit is if they already informed him of the fee. He was informed of the fee. He tried to renegotiate the fee, and they did not renegotiate the fee. You do not know that Terrence Crawford paid all of the sanctioning bodies the same amount of money. He's just saying that the WBC was higher than what he negotiated them with, that he negotiated with the others. But just because you negotiate with one person doesn't mean that the other people have to drop their prices just because some other people did. So you guys should be able to stop that stuff. Just stop that stuff. There's no need to misinform people. There's no way they would have not been able to strip Terrence Crawford if Terrence Crawford had not been informed of the specific fee. And I do not believe for the life of me that Terrence Crawford is a stupid man and did not know that he had to negotiate down from the 3% down to some other fee. Terrence Crawford is a guy that that delayed an Errol Spence fight because he wanted transparency into everything he was paying. Transparency. Don't you remember when you guys used to jump up here and argue with me about how Terrence Crawford was right to ask for transparency out of Al Heyman? You're trying to tell me a guy that is so concerned with transparency didn't know what his fee was going to be? Really? I mean, does that or does that not defy logic? That defies logic. Okay? It defies logic. His trend is to negotiate over every single solitary thing. He has 9 hours that he negotiated that deal for that fight. In another fight, he said he wanted transparency and to know where every dollar was coming and going. So how come all of a sudden you believe he didn't know what the fee was going to be for the WBC? That is not believable. You got me? That's not believable. That is not a believable stance. Not a believable stance. You all that want to represent Terrence Crawford, I'm fine with that. But you can't walk that line, bro. He just got caught out there. One of the rules of negotiation is that you have to know who you're negotiating with. Some people are not going to go for that shit. And Mauricio Suleiman, I'm going to tell you right now, bro, of all of them, of all of the presidents of all the sanctioning bodies, the most malleable one, let me repeat, the most malleable one. By malleable, I mean the one that will change and adjust and make exceptions. The one that does that more than any other person is Mauricio Suleiman. Mauricio Suleiman, say what you want about the WBC. You say what you want about his decisions, but he bends over backwards for fighters. He bends over backwards for champions. He bent over backwards for Tyson Fury. Bent over backwards to give people to make fights and do this stuff. Yeah, you can say you don't like some of his decisions, him trying to put too many belts. Yeah, whatever. But Mauricio Suleiman, come on, man. He's not going to fucking lie about a charge. He's not going to be unwilling to allow Terrence Crawford to have the next fight with Canelo Alvarez be for the WBC belt. What part of Mauricio Suleiman have you ever thought would lead him to say, yeah, let's get rid of Terrence Crawford and bring in Hamad Shiraz and Christian and Billy? That is not even a decision that looks like it's Mauricio Suleiman if you know and look at the decisions that Mauricio Suleiman has made. You know that that's not Mauricio Suleiman. However, Terrence Crawford will absolutely shade the truth. For sure. Shade the truth. He will absolutely misdirect you. Say something that, come on, man. Come on, bro. I saw that, bro. Dana White trying to take over U.S. boxing amateurs. Hey, man, they can put as much money in that as they want. I ain't got no argument with that. Now, I'm serious, bro. Isn't that why they criticized the PBC? That the PBC was not giving him enough transparency into where all the money was going? He wanted more transparency. That's the issue he had, that he said he had with the offer that was made by the PBC. But you're telling me he didn't have any transparency with the WBC in order to know what the fee was going to be, even though he had a fight for Undisputed that involved the WBC and the necessity of knowing what all the money, exactly who was making what and who was paying who. That's what you said, man. Like I'm saying, bro, don't get mad at me, bud, just because I see your inconsistencies, man. You can't have your cake and eat it too, bro. You want to be big time negotiator, and you're negotiating big contracts. Yes, you are. You absolutely are negotiating big major contracts, and I take my hat off to you. But bro, there's something you got to understand, dog. Dog, those other sanctioning bodies probably want you stripped too. They just we're not going to do it at the same time. That's what it is. You probably talked those guys down, and they are all pissed off that you talked them down. Because how much money did you take out of the sanctioning body's pocket by renegotiating it down? How much money did you keep in your own pocket and take out of their pocket? I'm just wondering. Did you talk them down $100,000? Did you talk, dog, that's $300,000 you want to talk down out of people's pockets as soon as you get the belts? Like right away, talk me down. Over an agreement that we already thought we were making this amount of money. Now we're making $100,000 less than what we thought we were going to make. They had expenses around promoting that fight too. The WBO has employees. The WBA has employees. The IBF has employees. And the WBC has employees. Like, come on. And then you don't want to pay, bud? That's called bad business, bud. That's just bad business. You agreed to the fee. You don't want to go have a fight and have them change the price of the fight on you. That's why you wanted your money up front. That's why you don't like back end. You're like, I don't want back end. I want it all up front. Why? So you don't take no chance. But you want to make them have to drag their money down and everybody else got to celebrate you for talking them down? That's why you got stripped. And I'm going to tell you something else. Be glad that Canelo Alvarez don't sue you. Like, I'm for real. If there's a rematch clause, and I mean this shit, if that's a rematch clause in that, a rematch clause, bro, man, why can't Canelo take that out your pocket? Canelo should be able to take that out your pocket. Because you fought him for undisputed, you refused to pay the fee, and now he can't win undisputed. Now he has to fight coincidentally, has to win the fighter, to be undisputed, has to fight the winner of Hamad Shiraz and Christian Mbili, which will undoubtedly be Hamad Shiraz. What up, Tony Miller? Thank you, bro. Appreciate that super chat, dog. Really, really appreciate it this time, man. You know? So, man, I'm just telling you, bro. Hey, if you're on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, man. Let me put a link. So anyone to debate, you should be a lawyer. Hey, no, hey, dude, let me tell you something. I'm telling you the argument. They can just go tell this argument to their lawyers. I'm telling you. If I was Canelo Alvarez, I would be looking at tapping Terrence Crawford on the shoulder and saying, bro, you owe me some money. Because now I'm fighting you again for this money, but there's no undisputed. Because you didn't pay the fee. If I had won and there was a rematch, I would have paid the sanctioning fee. Christian and Billy cannot win that fight, bro. The chance of Christian and Billy winning that fight is like slim and none. I love Christian and Billy as a fighter. I ain't trusting it, dog. I don't trust it. Christian and Billy's going to find a way to roll out the ring, bro. I'm telling you, I don't trust that. I don't trust that fight, bro. Christian and Billy and Hamad Shiraz on a rehab card. Hamad Shiraz is going to jab him, grab him, grab him. If he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out. But he's really going to have to do it. I don't, dude, your slander will not work with me. Your slander will not work with me. This man really hates Bud. He always hated Bud since the Spence fight. He loves anything against Bud. No, that's not true. I said that Bud is the undisputed champion. And I did not agree with the idea that Bud is not an undisputed champion because he didn't pay that fee. No, he was the champion in that division. He beat the man in that division. So no, absolutely not. I don't hate everything about Bud at all. I just think he's a snaky type dude. It's just what it is. He gives me that. I've watched the way that he handles himself, bro. Okay, you guys say that, bro. Bud sent him an IOU. That's hilarious, bro. No, I ain't got to. No, seriously, man. I don't like Bud as a person because he said some stupid shit to me. Like, I didn't appreciate that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't appreciate it. So I don't have to like somebody that says stupid shit to me. You guys may like people that say stupid shit to you, but I'm not in the mood to have people insult me and then I'm going to be your buddy. No, but I'm going to give him his fair shake. It just so happens that he just does shady shit. And it's usually around business. It is. But I'm not going to convict him if he says that he would support those guys. Tony Mills said, I don't like Bud. I mean, what do you want me to tell? I'm not going to sit here and act like I'd be lying if I said I like the dude. It's too obvious that the dude don't like me. And I'm not in the business of liking people that don't like me. However, Bud, I can out debate you and it's no, bro, I got a better chance of knocking you out than you got of beating me in a debate. Let me put it that way. You know what I'm saying? Me debating Bud is not even, it's shit is a joke. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. Okay? I know full well you fucked over the PBC and fucked their money up. You absolutely did. Bud Crawford, Andre Ward will fuck your money up because they do not care that their partners make money. Like, I've never heard a man sit there talk about business and say they don't care if they don't care if their partner gets any value. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't care that your partner gets value. That shit is so bananas, dog. That's so fucking bananas that there's no doubt that Turkey Al-Sheikh can take over American boxing when there's people with that mentality in it, because all they got to do is wave a quarter in front of your nose and you're going to jump every time. If you do not believe that you need to have your partners in your business ventures also make not some scenario where it's like, oh, I'm not happy with what I got, he's not happy with what he got. No. You're supposed to make both people happy with what both people get, because that's very, very easy to do, bud. I mean, I'm going to give a lecture on negotiations. There's nothing wrong with somebody being happy with the deal that you cut them. That is absolutely a ridiculous negotiation trope that is out there. You absolutely can reach a deal with someone where you're happy and they're happy. They're both happy. Why? Because they both are making money. You all enter into these things where it's adversarial. That's why Bill Haney will never be truly independent and they will never take off, because everything is so self-centered. So self-centered. I couldn't believe when Andre Ward said that. I'm like, man, are you kidding me? You're really out here going into negotiations with people where you're not going to be happy and they're not going to be happy. That means you've set in your mind that there's things that you're not going to do for them and that there's things that they're not going to do for you. You suck in negotiations because there's something called added value. How can we make money together? Didn't you ever notice that's why fighters, when they get a fighter, they get a 2-fight deal? Why? Because that's a deal. They'll say, okay, you want me to fight your guy. I'm not going to make as much money in this fight. Well, look, I can add some value here. I can give you 2 more fights. 2 more fights, and we're going to pay you this amount of money for the next 2 fights, win or lose. You're going to make out, and if you have some other fighters in your gym, we can let them work on the undercard. Bro, there's all kind of ways that you can make people happy in a negotiation. Plenty of them. But you guys are so blind to winning. Everything's got to be competition. Dude, negotiation is not a competition. It is a partnership, bro. It should be. But wherever you have 2 parties that are completely adversarial with each other, intend on being adversarial with each other, you're never going to have a good relationship. You're never going to have a symbiotic existence. You're just not going to have it, because your fundamental understanding of negotiation is flawed. If you go date a woman, that's a negotiation. If you're trying to date a woman and all you care about is what she's going to give you, what are you going to get? You're going to give a woman that looks the way you want her to look, that's going to have sex with you or do what you want her to have to do. But you, to her, are only going to be money. And then when you're ass out, she's going to pick her shit up and leave. Because first of all, you're going to leave her as soon as she doesn't look good enough. And she's going to leave you as soon as you don't have any money. Why? Because you're stupid enough to enter into relationships with people that think of relationships as business ventures, where one side is going to win and one side is going to lose. You guys will never be married 30 years, 35 years, 40 years. No way can you run large organizations that are going to continue to work over time. I'm telling you, Bob Arum, look at what they did with Top Rank for 50 years. He had a culture. He had a culture that he developed there. He wasn't anyway. You know what I mean? You act like Bud know your 57 view podcast. Dog, we have about 3,000 people in this fucking live stream, and you better fucking believe Bud know me, bitch. Just like you know me. You better believe Bud knows me. Fucking just like you know me, cornball ass. Take your little cap ass and leave. You know fuck well that boy know who I am. And don't act like he don't know who I am. You know who I am. That's why you're here. Anyway, let me continue with my lesson on how not to fuck up boxing by being a complete selfish asshole who thinks everything has to be for them and them alone. You, a fool and his money are soon parted. The money that Bud Crawford is paying for his promotion, self-promotion through his agents and all of that, that shit's not cheap. He has to pay all those people that money to fix and change his image because he has a terrible reputation as a businessman. So he had to have commercial artists take over his image so that they could make something of him. I guarantee you, he is not renegotiating the price that he's paying commercial artists. No. He thought he got a sugar daddy in Turkey Al Sheikh, got a sugar daddy, kind of a sugar daddy in Turkey Al Sheikh, who is going to pay him money for these fights. He's going to get his money. But he did that stuff that he does, which causes problems. And the problem that he did is now you have guys like Keyshawn Davis, who looks up to Bud saying this. God dang, I hate this. They don't really have good history. I think it was 2 after this. I hate it.
In boxing that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursday. Dana White's t-shirt announced the debut of Zuko Boxing will be January 23rd, 2026. We have no idea who is fighting or where, but it's taking place on Friday night.
The undercard is stacked with guys that used to fight behind El Gordo's Taco.
So it'll be the red-headed stepchild to the
Matt Seabury said, bro, you sound like you is part of their system. What do you mean I sound like I'm part of their system? Because I can explain their system? Yeah, I am part of their system. Absolutely. Thank you for catching that on. Bro, you sound like you is part of their system. I am part of their system. Without a doubt. I am. That's why you're on my page listening to me right now. Absolutely. But I understand what they're doing. Absolutely. Bro, I know these guys. I've had conversations with people, a lot of conversations with business people in boxing. A lot. And I know exactly how they do business because I took the time to figure out how they did business. I worked in a management consulting firm for a long time, bro. A management consulting firm, what we did is we basically broke down organizations, looked at how they ran, and improved their efficiency. That's what I did for a living for a very long time. We made a lot of money doing it. So it's not very difficult for me to see what they're doing from an organizational standpoint. I can see what Bud is doing from a contractual point of view. I can. I see what he's doing and based off how he goes about his business. There's no way that man did not know what that fee was. It's almost no way that he did not know what that fee was. He had to have known because Mauricio Sulaiman said that he told him. Just like, you remember when Mauricio Sulaiman had told people that Devin was gaining 25 pounds between fights? Mauricio Sulaiman didn't get caught in a lie. If you can tell me sometimes that Mauricio Sulaiman's got caught lying, where flat out what he said is not true, let me know. But I don't really know of any time that Mauricio Sulaiman has a reputation for lying. No, I think he has a reputation of being overly flexible. That's my personal opinion. I would not be as flexible as Mauricio Sulaiman. I would have made Alexander Povetkin pay that money to Deontay Wilder in that lawsuit. But Mauricio Sulaiman played indifferent on it, and Deontay Wilder didn't get his money. I've had issues with the way that Mauricio Sulaiman has made decisions. I didn't like that, the franchise belt and all that stuff. I'm far from somebody that is a WBC or sanctioning body single fan, but I am absolutely anti-bot. Bro, I'm not talking to you, bro. Beat it. Look, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. What I'm not going to do is with you purposely trying to act like you can't type. Okay, could you name the ex-boxers who they helps? Bro, I am not out here, blue blood, to prove to you that I know what I'm talking about. Okay? So I'm going to block you because we know how bots work. All right? You're going to try to tell me if I don't tell you a boxer who I've helped, that means that I can't know. I'm not going into that because you're ignorant and cannot tell that I know what I'm talking about based off the fact that I know what I'm talking about. Okay? If you really knew what you were talking about, you would know that I know what I'm talking about. It's that simple. Okay? If you don't know that I know what I'm talking about, then you just should shut the fuck up and learn. It's that simple. Okay? Blue blood, you're an uneducated babble mouth. I'll leave you alone with the insults. Shut up, dummy. Okay? I've been having like prolonged business discussions through third parties with that clown for years. Dude, you don't know shit about business. Shut the fuck up. Okay? You don't know nothing about contracts. You've never walked into a Fortune 500 company in your life. You've never walked into a Fortune 500 company as an employee, consultant, or otherwise. Okay? So shut the fuck up. Whenever you've worked, I'll tell you who I've worked for. You tell me who you've worked for. I've worked for State Farm. I've worked for Kemper Insurance. I've worked for the city of Chicago. I've worked for the city of DC. I've worked for the Food and Drug Administration. I have worked for several, the Mercantile Exchange, worked for, what was the other? Kemper Insurance, State Farm Insurance, Boy Scouts of America. I think those are the biggest companies that I've worked for. So as soon as you consult those type of, waste management consulting jobs at Waste Management. If you guys have ever done those, if you've ever done that, then open your mouth, okay? Shut the fuck up. I've negotiated contracts with Fortune 500 companies where everybody involved was perfectly happy, okay? And you can Google me. People that do not understand business think business changes depending on what the topic of the business, of whatever the subject of the business is. Organizational structure is organizational structure is organizational structure. Deloitte and Touche can tell you how to improve your business processes regardless of what the business and the subject matter of the business is. Because there's the subject matter like being able to punch, box, but then there's what Al Heyman does, which is the actual business of boxing, right? If you don't know anything about business and all you know is about boxing, then you don't know shit about business, okay? If all you know is business, but you don't know anything about boxing, then you don't know anything about boxing, okay? But business is business is business. And I'm telling you, Bud is bad business. Bud is not somebody that wants his partners to do well. But that's okay because he negotiated himself into a lot of good deals for himself. And that works out well for himself. It does. But that is a finite thing. Keyshawn Davis is not going to be successful doing that. Keyshawn Davis talking about he's never going to pay a sanctioning fee for a belt is a little kid being a fucking idiot, copying off Bud. It's kind of like, don't do it at home. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Bud is in a position right now where he felt that he could negotiate all his sanctioning fees down. He was a 3-time undisputed champion. He had negotiated his fees before. I don't know if he negotiated them before or right after he won them because or whatever. But he probably felt comfortable. It was not that big a deal. He got used to doing it. However, Mauricio Sulaiman was not in the mood to negotiate and said, no, thank you, we're done. As a result, he's no longer the undisputed champion. Canelo cannot become undisputed champion. And now you see the ripple effect of his personal decision because people are downstream of Bud. Bud does that. He encourages Keyshawn to do that. But Keyshawn won't get away with that. Keyshawn's career is already in jeopardy. Already in jeopardy. But yet he's running around talking about what he wouldn't do with the sanctioning bodies. Bro, Keyshawn, you lost your belt from the sanctioning body because you lost weight. So, man, this guy is clutching to some shit that Bud said, but Bud didn't even mean it. Bud's not saying I'm not trying to pay the fees. He knows the importance of the fees. He just over-negotiated. And that's all that is. That's my professional opinion, bro. No, I'm serious. Bud is a businessman. I'm not saying Bud's not a businessman. I'm not saying that Bud, I'm just saying, dude, there's ramifications to the business decisions that you make. There is. When business people decide not to hire black people, that is a ramification of that business decision. When you are an industry leader, you can set the trend for what people do in the future. When Floyd Mayweather Jr. prioritized 50-0 and money over belts, so does Gervonta, right? If they follow past, because they're like, if Bud was successful doing it, then I'm going to do it. It's kind of like people trying to fight like Muhammad Ali. This is my understanding, right? If you try to fight like Muhammad Ali fought, you're probably going to get knocked out because you don't have the talent of Muhammad Ali to get away with what Muhammad Ali gets away with, right? So if other people went out there thinking, taking their head straight back, not doing body shot, skitter bugging around the ring and all the other things they say is not technically correct. If other people would have done that, shoot, bro, they would have been knocked out trying to fight like that. But it's just that he was able to do it. So it's kind of like when I look at Bud, I don't have a problem with Bud's success. I don't. What I'm telling you is that is a bad precedent to set for younger people coming up. It really is. And it's also a very slippery slope considering where we are right now in the boxing world, where any move that Terrence Crawford makes is going to be perceived as what the next wave of young champions should do. It's not too much different than Gervonta Davis and how Gervonta Davis, and when Gervonta Davis says stuff, then the people around Gervonta Davis do what Gervonta Davis does. I mean, it's just the fact. Like Devin Haney does what Gervonta Davis does. They do. They behave, they act, they copy this guy for good reason. Because, hey, man, if everybody likes a bunch of tattoos on your leg, let me get a bunch of tattoos on your leg. If everybody likes that you're wearing nail polish, let me wear nail polish. If everybody likes the braids, like Iverson had everybody wearing braids, let's wear the braids. You know what I mean? So you mimic these people. Terrence Crawford is somebody that is absolutely influential in the sport of boxing. And I'm not saying, look, bro, when I say he's not a superstar, bro, I'm just telling you that the dude is not Muhammad Ali. Okay? The dude is not Muhammad Ali. He's not Canelo. I'm happy that he made the money that he's made. I'm happy that he has his career. That doesn't mean I have to like him. You know what I mean? I don't have to like him. And I don't have to like how he does business. And I can, because it's something that I'm an expert in, share people to be. Yeah, but the purses though. But you know, hey man, he ain't the first one to carry them damn purses. He ain't the first one to start carrying them purses. Them basketball players were carrying them purses. You know. You know what I mean? So nah, man. What a good morning, man. There's a lot of people on Twitter, bro. I hope you guys, I don't get any comments from people on Twitter. Twitter don't leave comments, bro. That's bananas. Oh, I know it is. What is this? Listen, black fighters been used and abused in the past. Yeah, but look, it's business, bro. Business too rolls over corpses. Let's repeat this. Business too rolls over corpses. There is a type of businessman that absolutely is completely predatory. He really is. Very, very, very predatory people. I don't have a problem with that. Those pure capitalists are very, very predatory people. But I'm telling you, bro, the relationships that they have between themselves, they value. The relationships that you have with them, they value. I'm just saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, y'all. You know, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Man, make sure, bud, that everybody gets their fair deal, man. And if you say you're a man of your word, be a man of your word. Because you said you were wanting that Gervonta, the Errol Spence fight, and you fucking ghosted him, bro. You can't tell me you're a man of the world when you ghost people. Just out the blue, everybody, they got their whole year wrapped up. They had all kind of cards that they're not scheduling, bud, because the PBC's working with you, bud, but you decide not to even tell them that you're going somewhere else to work with these guys with the hedge fund, and then you badmouth Al Heyman and all that shit in that video. Come on, man. You ain't got to do business like that. As long as you're not that's bullshit. As long as you're not above in America, you do what you need to do for you. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Greed. I got it. Yeah, greed. Yeah, there's absolutely no necessity whatsoever for people to take each other into consideration. I'm saying not to mistreat people. I'm not saying that you should not negotiate the best deal for yourself. I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't mistreat people. Don't go in there with the mentality that you're going to mistreat people. You can go in there with the mentality that you're not going to be mistreated, but to make it a competition between who is going to take advantage of who the most, what kind of relationship is that to have with anybody? If what you're doing is you have a relationship with it's got to be a winner and a loser in every fucking business transaction, dog, that is predatory as hell. It doesn't help anybody. Over time, it winds up creating very unhealthy people. It creates a very unhealthy environment. Like, seriously, think about how often these guys lie. They don't care about mistreating people because these guys will lie in your face all day long. They don't care about mistreating people. Man, if you go in there fundamentally, you're not, and guess what? When somebody gives you a good deal, then you carry through to the fullest of your ability to give them the best value they could have got. That's how I was raised to think of it. And it's fair. And I know that there are people that don't do it. They're usually snakes, is what they are. Snakes deal like that. Snakes are the ones that are always trying to get over on any and every little small possible deal, bro. Come on, man. We can be better people than that. You don't have to behave like that. You can still be successful. But at the same time, you know, you will, if you're not covering yourself, become victim of people with that mentality. You absolutely will. If you want to be victimized, do business with somebody that thinks that both sides will never be happy in an agreement. If you want to be victimized, do business with people like that. It's better not to do business with them. You can say what you want, but Errol Spence Jr. would have been better off probably if he didn't do business with Terrence Crawford. You think Errol Spence walked out of that fight thinking, man, I'm glad I did business with him? You think Canelo right now, after the WBC belt got stripped, that Canelo's happy having done business? You think Terrence is happy that he did business with him? I mean, I just don't know what it is, man. I used to be a very good account manager. Very good account manager. I could go in, and niggas hated me for this shit. I could go in and improve a client relationship very, very easily. Very easy to have people like you, bro. It is. Unless you just don't want people to like you and you don't want to be a likable person, bro. How do they need Jeff Bezos? Who needs Jeff Bezos? TY, bro, I'm going to put you on timeout, bro. I'm just telling you, bro. Like Jameson Childress. Jameson Childress, I've consulted Jameson Childress on business-related issues in a professional manner. Most everybody that I've given business advice on the channel in their professional careers have gotten raises. I've coached a lot of people to get raises, to get jobs, to navigate corporate America, which is very dog-eat-dog. But you know how you manage those relationships? A lot of it is about setting expectations. Setting expectations and following through with expectations, you know? But anyway, I didn't want to do a lot of name calling today. It's going. What is it? Doggy dog world. Hey, say a doggy dog world only creates cannibals in business. Yeah, man, but you can separate yourself from those type of people, man, because, you know, you don't have. Anyway, I would advise that you don't do business with people that think like that. If somebody tells you that they don't care about whether or not somebody gets a good deal when they do business with them, my personal suggestion would be to not do business with them. To not do business with them. That's what I would do. Not do business with them. Because, like, dude, there's some people I could work with right now, and I just think to myself, I don't want to work with them. Like, you know what I mean? He said, I don't believe you, me. It's like nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to work with those type of people, man. You know what I mean? Nobody. But if you have an inculcated team and you had a team and you feel like your team is the only, like your team is the only unit, you're probably getting led astray by your team. But anyway, Bud has done a terrific job in his career. For real, you can't really fault the results for himself, so he's not going to change. But at the same time, bro, I can point out a whole lot of people that tried that bullshit where it ain't going to work, bro. That shit is not working for Devin Haney. Not having people not liking Devin Haney, you know, but I know who likes Bud. Bud got him a night. I found a white girl. Hey, y'all ever see that? Y'all see that? Hey, man, much like Tony Miller for the $5 holler. Tony Miller with the $5. Hey, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Nick Khan, the president of WWE, who's TA to the Zoop Boxers, has their hands up, but Bud's back. I mean, they do, because they're going to make a star out of Bud. And Bud, hey, man, look, bro. Bud is doing his job, man. Bud did what he needed to do. He got him a white girl. So that corporate America could like him. They didn't like the look of his wife, so he switched it up. Hey, bro, look, I'm going to tell you something. Y'all may not like this, and I'm not saying that's true. That's just me joking. I don't know if that's true. But I'm telling you, for real. In order to get to certain levels of corporate America, dude, you need to have a white girl, bro. They want some of that money. I'm telling you, I saw him running hand in hand with that. I saw him running hand in hand with the white girl. I was like, oh, he made it. He got a white girl now. He made it. He got a white girl now. You see him with he got one look just like Devin from what I saw. He said, I saw Bud and his white girl. I'm telling you, said, Bud got a white girl. We seen a white girl. Mama, I found a white girl. You know Bud's mama ain't happy. You know. Hey, dog, seriously, bro. You know. But, dog, for real. David Lynn said, Bud in Dubai running. Hey, look, I'm just telling you, dog. You know they made it when they got him, dog. He said he looked like, no, she don't look like Devin. She looked like that same girl that Devin bought. I'm saying she looks like that girl Devin bought. Got him an Arab girl, man. Got him an Arab girl to protect him. Bud thinks he got some protection out there, bro. Bud is gonna be, Bud's new name is finna be Abdul Wahid Shaif Wahed Crawford. Dude, get out of here, man. He got he lived with her. I got a house with her. Get out of here, bro. Bud wasn't mad. I got a white girl. Mama, I found a white girl. Go get it, dog. Bud said he wants some light-skinned kids. Bud said he wants some light-skinned kids, man. Hey, dog. I get it, Bud. I get it, Bud. I get it, Bud. What do you mean, no, you won't believe it? He does. He got a white. I got a white girl. Yeah, he does. He's out there in Dubai kicking it with her. Nigga, he's in a crowd with her. You know, he had her cuffed, too. He had her cuffed. He had her cuffed, man. Come on, man. You know what it is. That man had her cuffed, bro. Tank says somebody's baby mama, he had to switch up. Hey, look, bro. Dog, don't switch up on your woman, man. Don't switch up on your woman, man. Come on now. Don't switch up on your woman, dog. Don't switch up on your woman, bro. Hey, Rick said it's not Wahid, it's why. Look, bro, that's how bad these dudes want to fuck up my live stream, bro. Oh, no, it is not his publicist. No, it is not his. I know what his publicist looks like. Fuck up out of here. That was not his publicist. I know who his publicist is. That was not his publicist. Get out of here, bro. His publicist is a chubby white girl. That's not his publicist. His publicist is a chubby white girl. I follow his publicist. His publicist is a chubby white girl. I know though. You from Nebraska, nigga from Nebraska. You know what it is. Yeah, nigga from Nebraska. He gonna do country shit. You know what I mean. I'm telling you, man, bro. Look, dog. He from Nebraska, dog. He from Nebraska. You gonna, hey, dog. You got to get a taste of it. You got to get a taste of it. I see. Hey, dog. You got the money. You got to get it, dog. Hey, I understand, bro. Hey, I can't lie, bro. I understand Bud on that, dog. I gotta sympathize with him like that, dog. You know what I mean? Yes, Jalil Hackett is very worth watching. Definitely watch Jalil Hackett. Jalil Hackett is like a little marvelous Marvin Hagler, bro. Bernard Hopkins. Jalil Hackett reminds me of Bernard Hopkins, bro. So definitely watch Jalil Hackett. Jalil Hackett's gonna be the one running around beating people up for a lot of years, win him some junior titles, and wind up getting where he need to get, man. So shout out to them for sure. You know what I mean? Yeah. Man, we had a lot of people in the building. 648 people in the building. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. Shout out to everybody over there on YouTube. If you feel like putting some color in the chat on YouTube, please do. If you feel like supporting the channel over there in Twitter, Cash App is right there. I hope we're giving you a good show. We got a little bit of time. Yo, please don't leave, bro. No, I'm good. I'll be here for a second, man. I'll be here for a second, dog. I want to debate a Bud fan, bro. Let me put a link in the chat. See if I can debate a Bud fan, bro. Man, hey, bro, look, let me tell you something, man. Y'all can do me a favor if y'all want, bro. Look, dog. let me tell you something, man. Integrity is everything. Okay? To you guys that got YouTube channels, for what it's worth, bro, for what it's worth, okay? I ain't the biggest dude in the world. I don't get the most views. You know what I mean? Boxing's been very slow for me this year. So don't think that I'm sitting here acting like I know everything and you don't know shit. But I am going to say this, man. What you do behind closed doors, people will let people know what you're doing behind closed doors. Okay? So you can, if you're doing things that are unethical to get an edge behind closed doors, eventually people will find those things out. And you can be the best girl. You can be the best woman in the world. You can be the best man in the world. But dog, when that shit comes to light, even if it's something that happened, they knew it and it happened a while, they're going to look at you different. Okay? They're going to look at you different. And there's a reason that some of these fighters, like they are so adamant that people that act like they like them really don't like them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. Like, just know that what you do behind closed doors does come to light. You know what I mean? And it could be something that could affect, and this is business advice, all right? Give you business advice. For what it's worth. If you are like working a company, right? And there's a janitor there, okay? A janitor, just call him, just cleaning up the place, right? And you have a conversation with a janitor. And you develop a friendship with our janitor. And that janitor has access to information about the CEO of that company. And you get information from that janitor, right? Like the janitor tells you, oh, he likes this, or he does this, or say this, or da-da-da, whatever. And then you wind up manipulating that CEO with the information that you got from that janitor, right? In any small way. I mean, you could have just went to the golf course and known and started acting like you liked his sports team because somebody else told you he likes his sports team, right? But as soon as he finds out that you've been collecting information behind his back from that janitor, that CEO is going to fire you. Okay? I'm just telling you. If that CEO finds out that you got that information from that janitor, he's going to fire that janitor and he's going to fire you. And it could be a year later. It could be 2 years later. That's why I'm telling you, you would be best as black women, Latino men and women in our society do to behave yourself with integrity. Which is why I had to come out and say, look, bud, I don't know if you're a sellout. I don't know if you're not, bro. I'm not going to tell you just because you found a white girl, just because you found you a white girl. But I don't know, bro. And I certainly hope that if you do have the amount of influence that they're trying to say you do, that you do get money for amateur boxing. And I wouldn't think that would be a bad thing, that Terrence Crawford go to a national tournament and try to help and promote amateur boxing in the United States. Rick in the buildings. Ray, what up, Richard Paris? He said, blessing, Martin. Thank you for always doing this show. Thank you. Richard Prado. Thank you, Richard Prado. Big support, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like that really, 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 truly, bro, is an important thing, man. Like, if you do just like Tim Bradley was lecturing Keyshawn Davis on taking responsibility for what he does, you know what I mean? Being above board, being straight out and letting people know what's going on. Bro, you can overcome a lot of things, bro. Like on YouTube, you can say what you want, bro, but I kept my integrity on YouTube. I've never done anything that I've never that I can recall. Have ever done something where I thought I was maliciously misleading people, or that I was creating something, an impression of something that was not actually true. And I've gone through a lot with that. But I'm telling you for real, these guys in boxing, they're all talking. They're all talking. And y'all should just carry yourself with integrity, man. You know what I mean? Known as the manager for new TKO boxing launched by, what is this? Terrence Broad Crawford is involved in new boxing ventures, notably the Jalapay Ventures is, I don't know what that is, known as the manager for the new TKO boxing league. Well, if he's part of that TKO boxing league, he's trying to fuck them boxers out of money. Now, don't you think for a second that a boxer won't get on top and rip off boxers. Please don't think that is the case, because they for sure absolutely will. What's up, man? Kirk Jones, man, shout out, man. He said, what's up, Fanon? B. Moore is in the house, man. That's what's up, man. Look, man, Bud's a good dude, man. I think Bud at the bottom of his heart is a good dude, and I'm happy for his success. I really do. I'm really happy for his success. That white girl, look, bro, Bud is not going to be broke, dog. Bud is going to pay Bud is going to pay the toll. What's up, King of Hayden? How can I help you, brother?
Man, I'm here because I hate the Dana White, Bud, and Nick Khan over there trying to dip their hands into the amateur scene. Like,
Bud wasn't there. Bud's not there though. Bud's not there.
Mm-hmm. They hide him away.
My man said,
They hide him. Yeah, you see, they're trying to push his name so high. They put him in Forbes. They say he working with Warren Buffett now. They're doing all this stuff. Now they're talking about they're trying to purchase whatever stake.
Switch up, bro. They had to switch up. They had to switch up because Bud got called out for the way that they were representing Bud by making him throw a bunch of balls and kick rocks and all that shit. They had to start treating. Yeah, they had to start treating him with more respect. I'm happy that they're doing that. They're treating him with more respect. They stopped putting him in the. Last time I seen, we ain't caught him in that car with the orangutans or anything.
So they want to treat him with respect, and they got to go ahead and treat him like the champion he is, which is a unified champion, not undisputed. So they got to go ahead and keep that consistent, man, because it ain't cool. It ain't cool, and I'm surprised. Well, I guess I shouldn't really be surprised considering we dealing with the rings and the usual boxing media that be out there, but man, the fact that they not talking about this, because like letting Bud claim that he's a three-weight undisputed champion, right? Actually, that means they got to go back and they got to give Floyd Mayweather undisputed, and they got to give Carlos Baldomir undisputed too, because that was the same situation with Baldomir when Zab Judah was undisputed champ at 147 back in like 2005 or 2006, and Baldomir beat him. He didn't pay sanctioning fees. He only kept one of the belts. So now he ain't lose till he fought Floyd, but they ain't call Baldomir undisputed when he didn't pay no sanctioning fees. And then they didn't call Floyd undisputed when he beat Baldomir, because Baldomir only had one of the belts. So like, if you can beat it without, paying sanctioning fees, and it's got to be retroactive. They got to go back and fix a lot of things for people. They got to go back and officially recognize Teofimo is undisputed instead of doing what the Devin Haney people been doing. There's a whole bunch of people they got to go back and do that with. Like Teofimo should be 2-time undisputed then, since he beat Josh Taylor too. Because Josh Taylor didn't lose his belt. Just the sanctioning bodies didn't like that he was taking a rematch with or wanted a rematch with Jack Catterall. So if we gonna go ahead and just name people something when they ain't follow the rules, and they got to go back and rewrite history for a bunch of fighters whenever it comes to them belts. They're gonna have to do that. Like and that's not cool. Then we got this whole situation with them and the amateurs. The fact that TKO is involved, that's that whole thing they're trying to do. Because remember, I was saying like, ain't no way they're gonna get up and coming fighters up out in the amateurs if they got any sense of guidance and a good team around them that's gonna steer them over to TKO. But now TKO over there trying to purchase, rights and interests in the amateur scene down in Texas and stuff. That's what they're doing. They're trying to get their foot up in there so they can say, hey, join with us after you're done with the amateurs, you get this money. I think they're trying to get a jump on it like that and try to see if they could swing people their way. Because we already know, like in areas where boxing is big, like where they actually got real boxing gyms, like down there in Texas, in Chicago, New York, Baltimore, the places where they really, really got actual boxing gym, like not just like a regular gym you go to work out at, like an actual boxing club where they doing it for real. The coaches and the people in that gym know what's up. And I think they hoping that if they over there and get like a controlling interest in whatever amateur scene they at, then they got their representatives out there and try to get first picks. Because like Oscar was saying in his last clapback, who the hell gonna join TKO? Like what? Like unless they got like some magical talent that they ain't never seen before, what top talent are they gonna have? And I
Somebody
think
you stick as a somebody you stick as a teenager.
yep. And that's what I think they're doing with this whole amateur thing. Like as soon as I seen it, I was like, damn, I really like they man, and they don't got too much time. Look, I think they're trying to start getting this stuff about the ground come 2026. And I have no idea who they're gonna have out there that's gonna be able to get people to actually want to watch their stuff. Like they're gonna have to try to convince some of the other fighters that got names just with the other promoters, because everybody know like Turkey, these guys ain't signed to Turkey. The promoters are just working with them. So who they gonna put on them TKO cards to get people to actually watch? Like they're gonna have to get like Shakur or Devin or someone to be headlining a TKO card. Somebody whose name ain't really there, but they think it is. Like they're gonna have to do that because I can't see it any other way. Cause they already got the contender, and you know how Dana White do that. That's probably the only other route they can go. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff where it's like, man, we just gonna end up seeing the same thing in UFC with TKO. They're gonna have them reality series. They're gonna have like some retired boxers be the coaches. They're gonna have like that whole tournament that they do, like they did with the Ultimate Fighter Championship, and then they'll be doing that along with their fights. I don't see any way that this stuff gonna last. Like it probably won't even. I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised if this stuff make it to its second year after they actually start putting on shows. I would be surprised if they made it to a second year from the date that they actually start, because I honestly don't see who in their right mind that's already with a major promoter is going to go ahead and leave that to go ahead and join TKO. 'Cause even the up and coming guys like Abdullah Mason, Andy Cruz, he up in there. I think he got what 6 to 8 fights right now, something like that. Carmel Moten, even the guys around that level that's kind of just getting their names out there. I don't even think they would want to go to TKO, and that so for me is just like that people ain't really being honest about this whole situation. They not, and it's baffling to me.
Big boy, what up, Rick?
What's up? What's up with it, fellas? How y'all
Hey,
doing?
man, chilling. Hey, bro, we got like 1,000 people in here between Twitter and just let you know, between Twitter and YouTube. Oops, what happened? Between Twitter and YouTube, we got about 1,000 people in here, man. We got a ton of people over there on Twitter. Good number of people over there on YouTube. Thank y'all for listening to me, man. Y'all make the channel feel like it's important. So thank y'all for the big crowd. Really appreciate y'all. Hit that like, though, and hey, don't feel shy about hitting that Cash App or putting some color, because it ain't free in the world. Ain't shit free. Ain't that right, Bud? Bud got to get, Bud deserves that $100 million.
Man, hey, shout out to Bud, man.
Hey, what you think about Bud's white girl? Bud got him a white girl.
Hey, man, hey, just because she holding his arm, that don't mean that's his girl, man. Who was that anyway?
Man, you better stop that shit.
Man, I don't let no girl hold my arm and
She had
strain
that
my
nigga cuffed. She had him cuffed. That was cuff. Like, don't touch my woman type cuff. Get on out of here, man. He was dragging him behind
I
her.
don't know, man. That might just been his assistant, man. It look like it might be his travel agent or somebody, man. What you
Oh, I'm
talking
sure.
about, man?
I'm sure. Hey,
Then she would have been
you know,
a few
I had-
steps
hey,
behind with a pamphlet and a notebook.
I might have had a couple travel partners.
Me
Hey,
too.
Ricky, where'd you go? Hey, Phoenix accidentally did Phoenix. I hope Phoenix come back. What's on your mind, Rick?
Hey, man. First, hey, man. First of all, I did some digging, man. I did a lot of reading on your boy.
Who's my boy?
Friends for None.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. Dude was the truth.
Yeah, I told you.
Absolute truth.
That dude is that dude is literally the basis of, like, between him and Neely Fuller Jr., bro. Like that mask, that blackface white man that I don't want to get into, but yeah, absolutely, bro. That's why I named him whole channel's named after that man. He's revolutionary in the mind, bro. Like he was doing the dome.
Man, only 36.
Yeah, bro. He was crazy with it, dog.
Yeah. Hey,
that
man,
was a genius right there.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. It's kind of controversial when he passed away, you know, from that leukemia when he came out here, you know, to Maryland, and it was kind of iffy, you know, how they gave him the treatment or didn't give him the treatment. But hey, man,
oh, they killed him. They let him die. They had to let that dude die. Seriously, dude, he is probably like, he is a philosopher that is easily on the level of any of the Freuds, Carl Jung, all of them. My God, man, four colonized people, and how you look at yourself and how you deal with people and get your sense of reality, bro. There's not a more deep centered philosopher ever for people of color specifically on how to handle themselves and what they're going through, bro. It's amazing stuff.
That's real. Hey, man, but tell me this. Why y'all feel like this Clarissa and Franchon fight, February 22nd, why is it on a Sunday?
Because that's what happens when you can't sell. They put you out there on them dates where they know ain't nobody gonna be watching, but it would kind of make you feel important. Hey, that's the whole thing with Clarissa, man. Like, so now she talking about she whooped Keith Thurman and Rolly. Like, she got to stop, man. She got to stop. Like this whole thing that she doing, they're moving her the same way as Bud. She the female version of Bud. All right. Her new deal. The craziest thing about this is it's not even a boxing deal. They was talking about how it's an $8 million deal. It's a record deal too. She got signed to the same record label that Papoose is on, and she got to put out an album. It's not even just boxing. Like, I ain't never heard of that before. Like, she can't even get that for just boxing. She got to do that, and I think modeling is part of it too. So like,
what you got to do?
That new deal that Clarissa got, the $8 million contract that was saying she got through Salida Promotions, right? It wasn't just for boxing. Like, people acting like it's the biggest contract or whatever that a woman has got for boxing. And that's what they've been hyping it up as since she signed it. But nah, she is also a record deal. So she signed to the same record company that Papoose is on, which is like something winning or something like that. I forget the name of it.
You got she signed a 360 deal.
Yeah, so she got boxing, the record deal, and I think modeling was included in it too.
That's a 360 deal.
Hey, man, she ambitious.
Oh,
hey,
my
hey,
God.
Phoenix, she ambitious.
She done
man.
got. She done got and don't even know it.
So
hey, we got a lot. Hey, one
she-
thing for sure. Let's not talk over each other at all, because there's so many
Yeah, for
people
sure.
on here. It's so easy for people to get in here and then nobody to hear it. Let's not talk over anybody at all, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, so what were you finish what you were saying? Be more bully.
Man, she got. That's a 360 deal. She got. Dang, she don't even know the man. Come on, man.
50s, a 360 deal is where you sign pretty much your likeness away and everything connected to yourself, and they basically buy it for you, and everything gets paid. That's Jay-Z got that deal. Like Jay-Z got that deal with Live Nation, where basically everything he has is what they own. And they say basically what they do is, and this is my just a very basic understanding of it, really truly a basic understanding of it, that what they're basically doing is saying that you're taking on debt. So he has say he has $1 billion deal, 800 million of it will be in debt of loans and investments that they make in the business itself. And since the value of the business is associated with him, it's associated with his worth, but it is really truly in essence debt. So, and so yeah, dog, like you got to be real careful. Like people, they will throw your ass in a cage, dog. Like, I don't know why people want to trust people and just, that's one thing I will say about Bud. Bud is very, very, very smart in knowing every single solitary portion of his deal. I don't have any problem with that. Other than, like needing to know what every expense is instead of negotiating for like a percentage cost. You can do different things that way, but hell yeah, bro, that shit sounds crazy. And you're not getting fighting on a Friday. You're not getting $4 million for that fight. Or you're not getting, how she got a 4-fight deal for $8 million?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man.
Hey, man, it's still $8 million.
Yeah, but dog, not if you, I don't know. That's what's included in it. Like,
not if you don't put out an album.
Like, what if 8 million is she got to buy a record studio? Like, say part of the 8 million is 3 million of it is going to go is going to be to a record studio and to actually pay for the record, for the productions of the videos and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know when you hear that. And I just was thinking it's the same. I always thought it was weird because it's basically the same promotional company plus who? Maybe Pat. I hope Papoose ain't getting her.
I think it's Win Records. WYNN is the name of the record label. Is
that like Win as in the people that own the casinos?
I think so, but that's the record label that Papoose is with. So she got roped into them with this deal.
If that's Win Records, if the same Win is the same Win from Las Vegas, that's Mafia. If that's the same Win, if that's the same guy, the Win, like they got Win Casinos, then they got Win Casinos and Win Entertainment, then she's definitely, bro. Yeah, bro, she could be getting got for sure, but she may not have much of a choice. I'm telling you, man, because that shit's real in boxing, man. These people get trapped into a lot of shit. I hope Papoose ain't fucking her.
She had her lawyers look through the contract before she signed it. I mean, I don't think.
Yeah, but that's not how it works, bro. It's not really how it works. Like, you can have somebody give you a contract, and they could be a lawyer, but if they don't really understand, like, first of all, it depends on how interested they are in you and how much they know about the particular subject matter. But I mean, they don't know boxing. They won't know the prices. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They won't know like what to charge. They may know we'll know how to like organize the transaction and officially make the transaction and all the rules associated with it. But as far as like what the growing price for things are and what the industry standards are and how that shit works, you still need boxing people. Steve Wynn, I'm talking about Steve Wynn. Yeah, if it's Steve Wynn, yes, I'm talking about Steve Wynn. If that's related to Steve Wynn, shout out to Steve Wynn and all them good ass people out there in Vegas, by the way.
That's all right. I'm pulling for the quote.
Me too.
And Sean, who's on the horizon for her? I mean, Shadeja, Hannah Gabriel's rematch. I mean, it's no competition for her, man.
You see, Layla gave her the advice to drop weight, but then she was on that live stream. What was it the other day? She was eating on the live stream T-bones and chicken wing. Like she hate Layla Ali so much that she gonna do the opposite of what Layla told her to do. That's the crazy part. Told her to drop weight so she could have more competition. She gonna go eat food. I don't get that.
Hey man, she coming into her grown woman weight now, and she getting bust up every night by Pap. She 30. Shit, hey man, them hips spread. It's not easy to put that weight no more, man.
Don't let her push all the kids.
She said she wanted to have one in 2026, though.
Hey, you think she's ducking Shadeja Green, bro?
No, she not ducking Shadeja.
Nah, I don't think
she is.
so.
You see what they said on Twitter. You seen what she said on Twitter.
She
I love me some Shadeja.
She say Shadeja can get it next after Franchon. And I don't know why people. I told Shadeja this myself on Instagram. She and I went back and forth a little bit. She was real cool about it, but I'm like, Devin just showed us how much experience matters when it comes to getting in that ring with Brian Jr. And Clarissa experience just supersedes Shadeja by so much. I mean, Shadeja is new to this. Clarissa been doing this since she was a little girl. You know, Shadeja a hooper. She just finished balling. But I still want to see it.
That's why you should vibe with her, Rick.
Huh?
I said that's why you should vibe with her, because she a hooper. You know that the athletes that are playing basketball, supreme athletes.
Boxing, though.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you, man.
Yeah, this boxing though. Yeah, it means a lot when you've been doing it since you was a 1-digit age, you know, compared to somebody just getting started, you know, late teens or early 20s. But I still want to see Shadeja and Clarissa next. I mean, I feel like Franchon probably be more of a threat than Shadeja. Franchon is no pushover. Hell, Franchon beat Shadeja. So,
yeah, but Franchon gas tank been hurting her lately. I agree with the experience thing. There's no substitute for that. And like you said, there was a clinic put on by that example by Devin and Norman. But I would like to see the fight as well too. I too don't believe that she is experienced enough to give her true problems. I do believe the best fights for her happen to be rematches. Unfortunately, I think there's one person that's coming up that I think she's a couple of weight classes under that might give her some tough times too. I forget her name. But you know, hey, shout out to Clarissa, aka Chlorilla. Up in this
I hope she's doing well, man. I hope that's not. Please don't interpret that as me hoping she got some 360 deal. But you know, Cat's got to make money, man, and that shit is. And you know, Turkey ain't gonna help her. You know what I mean? That's just not gonna, because they are not doing women fights like that. They got to go to. The bad thing is that I think she could use the MVP promotions, man. But
yeah,
nothing's over there for her. All the big money fights are with MVP promotions at weight classes that she can't make. Because like she could have Alyssa Bumgarner, she'd be dead in the ring just trying to fight her at some 147. I don't think she can make that weight. You know, I don't think she can.
Not no longer.
And women's bodies ain't like men's bodies. She got bits of fat that she got to keep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't afford to sweat off. Women can't afford to sweat all that shit off. You know?
Well, speaking of Alicia, yeah, she and I think Amanda Serrano, both of them about to be in 3-minute round fights. You know, that's another thing for me where it's like, they're talking about how Clarissa Shields is paving the way, making history and doing all that. She ain't got no 3-minute fights. You know, so that's the thing that's crazy, especially since she said that's why she ain't getting knockouts. You know, but we've seen other female fighters, you know, getting knockouts in them same 2 minutes. I remember Christy Martin had like 30 of them. I think Amanda Serrano got like 30 of them. Layla Ali had over 20. Come on.
Phoenix, still Clarissa 17-0, and all her opponents been most of her opponents been other champions, or you know, she ain't fighting all soccer moms, you know. She been
Amanda Serrano done did it through 8 weight classes. Amanda Serrano done did it across 8 weight classes. She the female Manny Pacquiao getting them knockouts against other people. How many undisputed fights that Amanda Serrano had? She done fought Katie Taylor. She fought all them other champions. Come on now. You know, we're not gonna stop giving Clarissa the slide. And even then,
Clarissa's resume though. Clarissa don't have a lot of knockouts, but it ain't like she been fighting cans, all cans, not all cans. I mean, we got Christina Hammer. I mean, Hannah Gabriel, Shadeja, Savannah Marshall.
She fought no Shadeja.
I mean, that's Franchon. Franchon.
Yeah, I feel you.
after French Young. But we're gonna see, man.
But my whole thing with it is like, it's kind of funny because it's because she is over there like with the Bud Buddy crew. Since we over there with the Bud Buddy crew, the
The
thing is like
collectors.
you see how they is like they punching power kind of seems suspect. The opponents seem like they gotta have something wrong with them, like arthritis or a gunshot wound or something, like So it's one of those things for me where we see how much hype been placed on them and their athletic abilities, but then it don't really show up when it comes to certain competition. Like we seen it with all of them that's kind of like in that crew, and they also over there on the Turkey side too. And it's like Keyshawn Davis. He was one that people really thought was coming up. And then we see his fights with Pedraza, and we've seen how long it took him to get Pedraza out of there. And then we've seen his fight with Medueno, had to go the distance. And then we've seen Medueno's very next fight, Oscar Duarte got him up out of there. Yeah, we seen how it is with Shakur and Devin have been hyping them up for so long. They can't crack an egg like with a hammer. Like the stuff is kind of crazy. And Clarissa is over there too now. Don't get me wrong, she did great in the Olympics, and since she's been a pro, she showed that everybody they put in front of her, she outclassing. But at the same time, it's like it kind of feels like the top ranked matchmaking. Except, they done took it and, extended it beyond top rank, and they just doing it everywhere now.
True that. You
Sorry
know how
about
it
that.
is over there on the B side, man. That's the B side. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna do the rest of that B side, you know what I mean? But I'm saying though, come on, man. Those cats, man, hey man, it just shake my head at them. You know what I mean? I just shake my head at them. You know, they don't have nothing other to do, nothing best to do but to go around clout chase. You know, and that's just what they do. Like Bill Haney in this situation with Coach Calvin. You know what I mean? Coach Cal he talking about, man, Coach Cal Benz is way better than that GP guy. Way
Bro, I'm
better.
telling you, the crazy shit about that thing is they had a price tag on the car. It had a price tag on the car. He's in the car dealership and he's talking about multiple cars. Dog, he was just acting. I doubt very much that nigga actually bought a car that day. He's just fucking trolling. Because
Yeah,
man,
that's all he
he may
doing.
be looking for a car dealership. I want to see him in that car driving, dog. That's what I'm not saying he can't afford a Benz. I'm not saying his son wouldn't buy him. I just wouldn't put it past that dude just to have set it up just to say the shit to Gervonta. I don't believe this nigga woke up in the morning and was like, oh, let me go. Oh, he bought me a car today. Oh, out of the blue, let me make this video. Fuck no. The nigga knew he was going to make the video when he went to the car. So I'm saying nothing about Bill. Bill is the shadiest nigga known to man. All you have to do is work backwards, and you know that nigga is scamming 9 times without a doubt. So I'm looking seriously, bro. I'm looking at it. I'm like, hold on. When I buy a car, you know what they do? They do what happened to Coach Calvin's thing. They put a big bow on it. You want to take a picture with a bow, right? They put the bow on the car for the present. They don't keep the fucking thing on there when you bought the shit. They take it off. Then you take your picture with the car, like Coach Calvin's. Coach Calvin took a big sheet off that bitch. There was no fucking for sale fucking thing on that car when he went and took that picture of that car. So I'm just telling you, bro. Bill Haney is the who used to say this shit? Bill Haney is the master of all deceivers. Somebody used to say this shit. Bill Haney is the master of all deceivers. I don't believe anything with him in front of a camera is true. He's acting when he was talking about the car he bought. Also, Bill, where's Devin? If Devin bought you the car, I'm telling you, we've bought cars before. You buy the car at the dealership. You have to be there to buy your car unless you're buying the car with somebody else's money. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
more
man,
than
hold
likely,
on.
so you
Wait a minute.
what is that?
Wait a minute, Martin. We talking about Debo Dev, man. Hey, Dev can be at home. Shit, and make it
Yeah,
happen.
and why his daddy
Tell
got his
Bill to
checkbook.
go, hey, head up to the dealership, Bill. Popping his collar. I'm gonna make a call. Go pick up your ride, Dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this Debo Dev, baby.
He should. Hey, next time, tell him to take off a bill. Next time Debo Dev sends you, tell him to take the price tag off the car. Otherwise, niggas ain't gonna believe you own it. I'm just saying. If you tell me you own a car that got a price tag on it, I ain't trying to hear it, bro. I need to see a title. You don't have no title to no goddamn car that got a price tag on it.
They had
That
him
shit
rolled it
comes
out
off.
there, Martin. They had to go wipe it down for him. They ain't take the price tag off. He had to
Well,
get
you
his
think what he said was true? You think he bought 3 cars all inside that dealership? He showed a Porsche too, and he acted like he bought the Porsche too.
Hey,
so
man,
you think
they just got 12 million. Hey, man, you can flex.
Man.
Come on, dog.
Yeah, but six of it had to go towards the lawyer's fees because he's suing his baby mama, and then 5 of it is actually cryptocurrency. And then of the one that was left, they only got net profit out of that, so it came out
Hell
to
yeah.
about 500,000. So he wasn't
dog.
buying Bill no car unless he got that 350 back from baby mama.
Hey, but you got to remember too, though. You forgetting the expensive Devins. Devin buys $1 million platinum and diamond herringbone Cuban link chain after every fight. He has
No, that's
commercials.
rent to own.
No, but it's on a commercial. He shows his Hublot watches. He shows his $2-3 million watches that he just bought with his chains that he just bought, and know that he now bought his dad these. What's that? About 110? 110? What's that Mercedes? About 110? That truck?
110, 150.
It's about 110, 115,
somewhere around
probably
there.
like
It's about
$120.
that shit
Depend on-
Calvin was pushing
Yeah.
looked like it was pushing 2.
Just the joking aside, why
Yeah.
Rolly running? Why Rolly don't want the Devin fight?
Man, let me get on that. Rolly ain't running from nothing. Because this is what I said. Y'all remember. Nah.
Why he
Okay,
running
here's
Devin?
the deal.
Seem
Because
like he
y'all
running,
remember I said it. Y'all remember I said it after Rolly lost to Pitbull. If Devin wanted a comeback fight, him and Rolly could have fought. Since Devin was coming off the whooping to Ryan and Rolly was coming off the loss to Pitbull. They both could have come back and fought each other. Or Devin could have gone straight into the rematch with Ryan instead of trying to have another fight in between. But you notice on the Times Square card when they made their comebacks, out of everybody who fought that day, the only person that had weaker opposition than Devin was the firefighter and policeman that fought each other. Devin had the weakest opposition on that card. And he could have fought. He could have fought Rolly instead at that time, or Ryan and gone into rematch. But you see, when Ryan lost to Rolly, Devin and Bill was happy. They were smiling, laughing, clapping, celebrating. And it's like, oh, well, that kills the Ryan rematch. They could have fought Ryan just now instead of Brian Norman Jr. They could have, but they didn't. They could have fought Rolly instead of Brian Norman Jr. But nah, they're like, oh, we got to fight the best in the weight class. Y'all really believe that Brian Norman Jr. is better than the guy who whooped Devin's ass and the guy that beat him? Come on,
No.
we got all them other people in that weight class, and that's who Devin fought. And now they're trying to rewrite history, talking about Rolly been avoiding them. Nah, Rolly ain't messing with that. He ain't messing with that. That don't mean he avoiding them.
Why not?
Sure,
Ain't nobody trying to fight Desperate Dev. That dude can sit over there and try to find somebody else to do a jab and grab with. They ain't trying to do that shit. They're not about to see. You can call it duck. I'm telling you, if I was Rolly Romero, I'm not interested in fighting Devin Haney, man. Get the hell out of last time I went over there, fucked around with Turkey Al-Sheikh. You fucked up my hotel room. You fucked up my gloves. You treated me like a piece of shit. I knock out fucking Ryan. You niggas still treat me like a piece of shit. No, I'm gonna stay over here with the PBC, get this money, fight Manny Pacquiao, see if I can meet Manny or fight Mario after Mario beats Ryan, or try to fight Ryan, who's a Golden Boy, and leave Bill alone, bro. You don't need Devin's gonna jab, jab, grab, hug, rub. He gonna do all that shit, man, on Rolly. You know it. He gonna jab, move, jump his ass in there, try to hold Rolly, push Rolly off, laying 4 punches around. Fuck out of here, man. Ain't nobody got to see
Rolly
that.
would still whoop his ass though.
Oh
And
no,
you
Yeah,
know
he
I've been
was.
saying it for years. But apart
oh
from
no.
that, the fact that Bill came out the very
I'll
next
be right
day,
back, y'all.
like,
I'll be right back.
all right,
All right.
like they fought. Devin and Brian Norman fought on Saturday. By the end of the day, Sunday, Bill is already saying that Rolly ducking them. How you ducking one day after the fight? That's the thing about people that we don't get. Like, if you want to do business with someone, business is relationship. If you got a bad relationship with someone, you're not going to be able to do business with them, especially if
Nope.
they're a person who don't like you. That's the whole thing about boxing, where there's certain fighters who they're talking about they got beef, but they still fight. But there's other fighters where it comes to the beef, they really hate the person, they're not going to fight. And we as fans are like, oh, well, if you don't like him, why wouldn't you fight him? Because they're thinking deeper than that. How many of you know somebody you hate? You're gonna go help them make a few 100,000 or a few million. You gonna do
Hell
that for
no.
anybody you hate?
Man,
Yeah,
no.
'cause
Hey
Hell
man,
no.
yeah,
at the
and
end of
that's
the day,
that's
too.
what it come down, and that's what it come down to with this. So that's
No.
why I'm saying, like with the way the Bill and Devin be moving, there's certain fighters where it's like it don't matter how much money they don't like the person, they're not gonna get in the ring for them, even if it's getting them paid, because they know it's gonna get the other person money. And that's the reason why I feel there's so many people who don't care about fighting Devin, apart from the fact that they're not gonna get that much money to begin with, just to get jabbed and hugged the whole night. So that's the
No.
way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, but check this out, man. But at the end of the day, man, hey, this is the hurt game. You got another grown man calling you out. I don't care if it was one day later. He been on your neck every day since he won his last fight. He beat Brian Norman. He been calling your name ever since. I got a title. You got a title. I don't see the problem. Why not unify?
Because it's
Because if you
Bill
don't
and
like
Devin
it,
Haney, and he gonna bore the fuck out the fight, and it ain't gonna be worth the time. No, go get your money with the other dudes, and then when Devin want to act right, because unify. Why can't he unify with Ryan on a PBC Golden Boy card,
Ryan ain't
which is
got
gonna
no
be more money
title.
for him? Man, Dev's an undercard fighter, bro. He ain't supposed to be fighting him. Dev is on an undercard, bro. Dev's an undercard fighter, bro. I know that's being a dick, but at the same time, it's true. He's an undercard fighter, bro.
He's
Yeah,
Hey,
an
he
put your,
is.
undercard
hey,
champion. He
put your
got a
put your
belt at
camera on, bro. You're gonna get
147.
demonetized. Hey, you're gonna get me
Oh,
demonetized.
my bad.
Put the camera. Yeah,
Yeah.
King, your boy King. I don't blame Bill for everything. I blame King for any demonetization of my live streams. I always blame that little dude King. That Bill is just nah, bro. I'm bad. Bill, nah, bro. You might fuck around and pop dirty after the fight. His son might pop up and be like, I just had a dream that Rolly Romero popped dirty right after the fight. You got to worry about that dumb shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Hey,
nah, bro. You don't know,
wait.
bro.
Brian Jr. and them didn't just go through that.
Yes, he did. They had to get all kind of extra fucking testing, do all kind of dumb shit because Devin asked for it. 56 weeks of fucking drug testing. Get that. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You know these niggas wasn't even eating before that fight. They were so nervous that them niggas cheating them. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear that. Tell your boy Devin. Tell your boy Devin to move to 160 and fucking fight Janabek, nigga. Impress me.
Janabek dirty. Janabek
No,
pop
that's
dirty.
all right. No, that's all right. No, he ain't. No, he ain't.
Hey, what y'all guys?
Exactly.
Hey,
Fight Boots. Yeah, fight Boots. Go fight somebody your own size. Boots. Didn't he say Boots avoided him too?
yep,
Come on,
and
you know what it
Kia,
is, Rick.
for real.
and
Hey,
Matias.
hey, what y'all think about the rumors about Jamal Charlo and Caleb Plant finally getting it on January 31st?
And Shakira and
Jamal.
Keo about to be canceled.
Mm.
It's the
I
same
love it.
day.
Jamal need that Plant smoke. After Plant slapped him, Jamal need that. And hey, at
And
the
that
end of
was
the
Jamal's
day,
fault though.
hey, that's why he need to fix it. I mean, Jamal's still undefeated. He still got a hell of jab. Whenever he mentally stable, he's a problem. So bring on Plant. I love to see Plant and Jamal.
Yeah. I want
Yeah,
to
me
see the
too.
conclusion. He should have been
I'm
saying
torn
nothing
about it
about
though.
Plant wife.
True, he was talking about Plant's wife and the whole reason Plant slapped him because he ran up to that man, started grabbing on his beard and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, that erratic behavior was wilding out at that time with Jamal. I mean, mentally, I hope I heard he's back with Running Shields. Y'all heard anything about that?
Was he did?
I have.
He never left Ronnie, did he?
I think
Or you
both
talking
of
about
them left Ronnie.
Jamal was with Ronnie Shields the last fight, wasn't he?
I don't think so. Against LaDonna.
Whoever that guy was, he just fought last year, the quick one. I thought he was still with Ronnie Shields.
I don't know.
I don't know. But look, I'm going to tell you right now, bro, we're going to have a problem with this. Devin Haney and these news are definitely going to be doing it. We got 2,000. By the way, thank you. We got, just so y'all know, we got 2,006 people in this live stream this Saturday morning. So thank y'all for all coming out. We got like 200, the usual 211. Well, we usually have more than this on YouTube. Obviously, some people went over there to Twitter, but man, we got almost 2,000 people on Twitter. So this has been a fun day, man. I guess what?
Morton, let me address something right quick.
Yes.
This No Chase Hebrew guy say I'm a Coach Malachi fanboy. Let me explain something to these cakes that don't understand grown men that navigate YouTube. See, when whatever page I enter, whichever channel I visit, I'm the same me. You understand? No Chase Hebrew. So I don't go kissing ass everywhere I go. I don't slander people that don't get along with each other everywhere I go. So get my dick out your mouth, okay?
Well, yeah, I just ejected him. First and foremost, bro, we don't operate like that over here. He can go wherever you want to go, talk to whoever you want to go, bro. He don't have to stay away from people that don't like me or have to stay away from people I don't like. That shit is, I don't understand how any of you niggas on YouTube or anything like that. They have no problem with cats going wherever the fuck they want to go, being friends and cool with whoever they want to be cool with, bro. Truth be told, Coach Malachi seems like he's a nice guy. He really does. I can see how somebody would know the dude, listen to him, think he's funny. I do. He's just a fucking bitch when it comes to me. And that's just the truth. He a jealous fucking little fucking midget bitch. And that's what I think of him because I don't fucking like him because of what he says about me. But that ain't got anything to do with the relationship he has with other people. He ain't calling this nigga names. He calling me names. But that's because he a jealous bitch. And that's just what it is. And it's not anybody else's problem that I got jealous fucking bitches running around talking shit about me all the time. And we got 2,000 people on Twitter, and I'll still say the same thing. You niggas are bots. You are not real fucking people. You're not. You guys are running around, playing fucking make-believe, hiding behind your fucking cameras, and trying to manipulate people all over the fucking place. You can't tell somebody who they can be, a grown-ass man with a gray beard, 50 years old. I ain't even met in person yet. But nigga, you can't be cool with that nigga over there. No, that's what you guys do, trying to gaslight me, run around to other people and tell people, don't go by Fanon, don't go over here. People in the business won't like you. If they see you with Fanon, you know they ain't gonna like that. And then you guys stay away from me and do all that stupid shit. I'm not in the business of telling people, grown men, that they can't have differences. I know I have agreed with Rick Tim on a lot of stuff, but Rick Tim's a solid ass dude. Honest dude. Anytime I want to debate with him and I say, hey, man, come on up and trust me, I'm fucking fire, bro. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Because nigga, if we don't get along, I'm going to go and he going to go. But we always do it very politely and I don't have to agree with him. Chillville's the same thing. I don't have to agree with Chillville. Chillville doesn't have to agree with me. Jeffrey Brooke doesn't have to agree with me. There's a lot of Bud fans, a lot of Devin Haney fans that are good. Well, I can't say Devin. I don't know about Devin. I do know about Bud that there's a lot of real, honest, good, legitimate Bud fans. But most of you guys are just media PR bots. That's what you are. This is not media PR bot time. Okay? It's not. So cut the dude. Don't even come here, bro, trying to start that shit.
The tribalism in YouTube boxing chats is so extreme. It's like a bunch of kids who allow other grown men dictate their thought process. You know, I gotta agree with every single thing this host is saying, and if I disagree, I'm not a part of the team. So anybody that come in the chat, anybody that hit the panel that disagree with the host, he's the enemy. So if I see him anywhere else on a different channel with an alternative view, he's the enemy. It's so juvenile mindedness to me. Grow the F up, dog. That happens every single day in every chat. It's cool to have your own mind, your own different opinions sometimes. If you're not being disrespectful, you're not calling people names. If your displeasure is focused strictly on the boxer, why are these dudes and these women in the chats attacking you personally? I'm not attacking you. I'm criticizing the boxer. I'm criticizing the promotional company. But no, you the enemy. Just because the host calling you out. And now, LOL, I'm gonna laugh. Now everybody gotta make fun of you. It's so fucking childish to me. Every day, dog. That's why sometimes I just take a break from this YouTube boxing stuff. It's so silly sometimes, man. Grown ass men arguing every day with avatars. You don't even see the people you arguing with.
You ain't lying.
Hey, man, on the real, bro, when you go, hey, dog, just from my perspective on that, Rick, dog, you will see, like, I've been in, like there's 2,000 here, bro. It ain't no different than one person you talking to, bro, because so many cats be so phony, trying to make it, trying to treat this shit like it's television, bro. It's like fucking bananas, man. These niggas act like they're rehearsing and trying to get on to try to get a spot on the Cosby Show or something. Like, it's so, you know what I'm saying? There's just so much drama and so much nonsense. But, man, I'm going to get out of here. Look, y'all got any, we can go for a little bit longer. I don't want to cut it off too early, man. Y'all got any more topics?
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, I got one last one.
Yeah.
Just recently added to this Shakur and Tio card, we got Richardson Hitchison against Jermaine Ortiz.
He did fight Jermaine Ortiz?
Oh, yeah, coming up on the 31st.
Will he finally get over the hump and win a title? Is any way he possible to upset this Richardson Hitchison to get this IBF 140 title?
Absolutely.
That movement be killing people because this is Lomachenko and Tio struggle with.
It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. This is going to be a up and coming, a young cat coming up. You know what I mean? And I kind of like, I like Hitchison. I like Hitchison. You know what I mean? I see some things in him. But it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good
agree.
fight.
I think this fight is a good test for Hitchison just because, like, y'all know what I've been saying. Like, a lot of these guys who's athletic and we looking at them as like the next, great boxer because so many of them been compared to Floyd. Like, we see a lot of them is good on the back foot, a lot of them is good at countering, but we seen like at the same time, all of them seem to struggle when they're the ones who got to chase down the guy. And whenever the other guy, is on par with them as far as their athleticism with the movement and speed. Yeah, so that's why I think this is a good fight for Hitchens, unless Ortiz switch it up and decide, okay, I don't want to be the one that's called the boring Cuban because Frank Sanchez been getting knockouts and Lara's on the knockout streak and Guillermo Rigondeaux been getting knockouts. Now I'm the Cuban that everyone looking at like the runner. So I gotta step it up and make sure I'm not making my people look bad. But like outside of that, if he come back and do what he normally do with the movement, I want to see how Hitchens responds to that and see what he's able to do. See if he can cut the ring off, see if he can walk the person down, see if he can actually punch coming forward. Because we've seen so many of them. They got to plant their feet or they got to be moving backwards. And even if they're moving backwards, it's kind of limited to the jab. and they can't really throw nothing else off that back foot. So I do want to see where Hitchens is at because y'all know me. Like it take a while for me to be sold on a fighter, and it might not be till later, because like with Era, it took me until he fought Kell Brook. With Tank, it took me until he fought Leo Santa Cruz to really be like, okay, he got something. So it takes a while for me, and so I'm still looking for that with Hitchens to say like, okay, he got he got the goods,
Yeah, dog.
The
And it's
same
like
thing with.
those
Go ahead. You got
those
it, Tank.
oh my bad. Go. You go, BMO.
No, you go. Oh, all right.
No.
I was about to say, did I hear? I think I'm seeing something that boxing scene reported that Oshaki Foster is vacating his
He's going back down to 130.
he's going back down to 130. He's vacating that so that what you call him don't have nothing to be afraid of right now. Shakur. Cause
Yep.
serious man, that looked like he dodged the bullet with Fushaki doing that, vacating. He dodged
Hey,
the bullet.
Mr. I can't say his name. I'm sorry, man. We got a super chat. Thank y'all for supporting the super chat. That's what really counts, bro. 2,000 people being here on Twitter. I appreciate y'all coming, but this really is a YouTube live stream. So I appreciate the support from the YouTube, and I appreciate y'all checking me out on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter if you follow on Twitter, bro. For real, it'd be nice, but damn, Twitter is like, ugh, not a lot of purpose over there, man. But we love you anyway, man. Good afternoon. I got a topic: Bill Haney versus Senior. Bill Haney Senior. There is only a Bill Haney. I don't think there's this Senior. It's just Bill Haney versus Brian Norman Senior. Oh, Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Senior will kill Bill.
Man,
Yep.
hey, they already when Bill was talking mad shit to Brian Senior and talked a little too much and got a little disrespectful about Brian Senior's dead mother. Brian said, "Well, fuck this. Damn our sons. What you want to do? You and I can get in the ring." And Bill quickly was like, I can find somebody for you."
Yeah.
But no, that won't happen, man. That's unfair. Bill kill him with the vocal dialogue.
With his verbosity.
Yeah, but not in the ring.
Nah.
Wait,
Hey, y'all,
Sean
I'm gonna
King.
bounce up out of here, man.
Remember, Bill's smaller than Devin. Brian Senior got way too much size on Bill. Bill a lightweight.
I think they all them dudes little, bro.
Yeah.
Any of them dudes that can weigh 140, any dude that can weigh 147, bro, you a little dude, bro. That's the thing. I mean, you can get your body to 147. That makes you a little dude. You know what it would have to do to my body? I could be all skull and bones. My skeleton weighs 147 pounds. Ain't no way, man. But look, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Thanks for the wonderful show, y'all. We'll be back Monday.
All right, y'all.
All right,
y'all
man.
take it easy. Enjoy your weekend.
For
One
sure,
love,
for sure.
peace and blessings.
All right.
Peace.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Thanks for the fun. Hey, man, thanks for everybody for showing up on Twitter. For real, follow me on Twitter, man. I appreciate it. I can keep linking these things. But anyway, I'm up out of here. Deuces.